AllBall TV live, suckers. Yeah, don't be scared. Don't be scared. We in the mix, baby. I need to put the thing on live, man. Knicks Talk Tuesdays. If you in the chat, let me know if you can hear me pretty clearly, because I hear myself. Really. I was in a bad mood, but then I drank some coffee, and I started playing that music. AllBall TV live, suckers. Yo, we get in the chats early. Who's in the mix? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Turbo. Get ready to get in here. Pause. Can you hear me? You good, bro? Thanks, Turbo. The link is in the chat. Don't be scared today, baby. I got to face the camera like this because I'm bougie, baby. Oh, what an awful day. Last night was awful, man. That shit was terrible. Last week, I think I stood here. I was going crazy for us. I can't stand it, man. Just an awful loss by the Knicks, man. Disgusting. I think we all heard it. We all saying the same thing about Thibodeau and Julius Randle. I'm sorry, man, but this music got me hot. Sometimes you got to play the music, man, to get through the abyss. Yo, Turbo, you can hear me clearly with the mic?
Yeah. You good, bro. You good.
It sounds good, or
yeah, nah, you good.
Do I sound better how I normally have it?
Nah, you good.
Nice.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Appreciate it, man. Yo, I needed the coffee and that music. Yo, what's good, Danny Sports? By the way, Danny Sports, when we go on IG Live, a lot of times we can't. It's hard to comment because we're streaming it from IG and bringing it to YouTube so you can see it. And then somebody might not be live, but I see you always showing love, Daniel Sports. Daniel Berry Sports, got to shout him out. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I see you doing big things, Daniel Berry Sports. Big things you doing out here. I'm way too excited about these Knicks, right? Turbo, I shouldn't be. I was depressed the whole night though.
I can tell. I was like, I wanted to. I said, oh boy, you know what's so funny? Because I was out, and then I was tapping in at the same time. Mm-hmm. I think AllBall said something about JR, and he had a sad emoji. I said, oh boy, the Knicks are getting their ass kicked. I said the Knicks must be getting their ass kicked. He said that.
It was bad.
I came in the fourth quarter. I'm like, okay, they down by 10 or 8. They competing. But then I see JR. I mean RJ Barrett. Well, I said JR. RJ Barrett.
You keep saying JR. I'm like, who the hell is JR? I'm thinking you're talking about your homeboy or something.
Now RJ. Yo, he be throwing up shots and just be like, yo, where are you throwing the ball to? It's like it don't look like he looks at the basket when he goes. He throws up shots like a 5-year-old would throw up shots. I'm like, what are you doing? And then Randolph, my brother, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to go. Like now you're really being a bonehead. I don't really like calling players out, but now you are really acting like a bonehead. And I'm not even a Knicks fan,
right?
But I'll show love to people that put in the work, that grinds. You know, he had a nasty injury when he first came, his first game. So you want to show love because a lot of people don't bounce back from injury and become an all-star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, damn. It's like, yo, you're older now. I can understand if you was in your 20s, this was your second year. You know what I'm saying? But you damn near almost a 10-year vet.
Well, Randall?
Like almost damn near. He's been in the league almost what 7 to 8 years now. He's been in the league for almost 7 years now.
Shout out Nick Pillow, man. You know, Nick Pillow's in the zone. He be showing love.
Nick Pillow, the best kept secret.
We ain't telling you who he is. Brunson's the only one who had heart. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Big Flea in the building, Flea Adams. Folks keep screaming Randall has to go. Let me know if the mic ever goes out too, Turbo. Folks keep screaming Randall has to go. What's the alternative? We as Knicks fans are so ungrateful sometimes. Listen, I'm past that point, Flea. What the hell you talking about, brother? You better jump in this live after that loss last night. What the hell are you talking about? We passed Randall. Randall being a jerk. Nah. Not after last night. You didn't see what he did?
And then the press conference. The press conference was so embarrassing. I'm like, yo, bro, really? It's like you can't take no accountability or nothing. Like, dog, you supposed to be the leader of the team.
Keep talking about it, Turbo. I'm searching for it, Turbo. Why you do that? You know what I do? I give ourselves the props.
You know? I'm like, dog, you gotta grow up.
Grow up.
Yo, you know what? To me, it looked like ever since he got announced being an all-star, it seemed like it just got over his head.
Nah, I don't think that's true. Hold on one second, Turbo. We'll play that. We'll play
you don't think so?
Right. Yeah, hold on one second.
You guys haven't been able to get the amount
because he just acted different.
Hold on. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Maybe to kind of beat you at your own game almost.
Just maybe they wanted more. I don't know.
Maybe they what? Maybe they what?
Yeah, I saw that. I said, "Oh boy."
Yo, should I play the rest of it? What did I say?
Go ahead.
You could go bench Randall. That's his at. Are you kidding me? Maybe they wanted more. That's what our star player is saying. That's what Tom Thibodeau's boy is saying. Him and Tom Thibodeau out of here, man. I still feel that way. I felt that way the whole year. Like I was joking around saying if you wanted Randall and Tibbs gone and like they're not good. What's the alternative for him? Tell me. He's not good for the culture. He had 50 after being an all-star. What is Turbo talking about? I mean, yes, but I know
that, but I get that, but that's just how I'm looking at it. That's just how I'm looking at it because he wasn't acting like that in the beginning of the season.
No, okay, good point, Turbo. The whole season,
he wasn't acting like that. Acting like that.
All I saw him doing was meditating. That's all I saw him doing, and it was great.
Yeah,
that's what we were giving him props the entire time. Then Tibbs started playing the kids. They benched Cam Reddish. Everyone was going crazy with Cam Reddish. I just wanted, like, for me, Barrett and Randall don't mix. That's what I've been saying. But at the same time, we won without Randall in the playoffs. And just because we took that first L when he came back from injury, they decided, oh, no, you know what? Let's start him again. Why? The chemistry's better without him. None of these guys are franchise players. Brunson is the closest one to him. I'm not even going to give him that yet because he doesn't know how to kick the ball out of a double team before the double team gets to you. That's number one. And number two, if somebody got the high hand, feed him the ball. Nobody said this yesterday. I don't know what you guys are talking about with RJ Barrett with the bad shooter and everything. He's the only one that had it going to me yesterday. The only one.
Even though he threw up some terrible shots.
He might have, but when he was getting off.
He was trying. So
on the right side of the court, he was getting off. On the right side, and that's important because if you look at the Knicks shot chart, their shot chart, I know it's nerdy to look at, but just look at it. Most of their shots come from the left side of the court. Why? Because you have 3 lefties on the court, and one of them is abysmal at his IQ. Julius Randle, he had 2 major turnovers, and they were both charges, both offensive fouls. One of them on a fast break. You can't finish a fast break. Fleet, anybody's an upgrade alternative. Put Toppin. I'd rather go all out with Toppin at this point. He's no good. He's no good. People are now watching, and they'll say, "Oh, Julius Randle, I didn't know he was this bad." That's been him all year. That's been his MO from high school. His scouting report said exactly this. That's what it said. That he's temperamental. He plays with low IQ. All of it. You either want him to play with passion or none at all. No, his passion stinks, Flea. He doesn't know how to control his passion. That's the point. It's, again, I've been saying it ad nauseum. I don't want to sound like a broken record. He's a super athlete with a low IQ. Russell Westbrook did a lot of this. Low emotional IQ. LeBron used to do a lot of this. Sometimes people think I'm crazy, but Randle at his best will look like LeBron because he's a super giant athlete. He got a handle. He can get to the basket. But that's when he knows what the hell he's doing and he gets something off. When he doesn't,
but you can tell when he doesn't have his way, it's like he checks out. Like, what is that all about?
Right. Because
that's what I was just saying. Like, yeah, I know he scored 50, but like I said, if you look at it before he became an all-star, he was playing solid. He was playing solid. And then it seemed like right after the all-star break, and then the dust up between him and Quick, was it him and Quickly? Who was it that he got into a dust up in Orlando? If somebody can correct me.
Who?
Julius. Remember when they were
the IQ?
Yeah. Okay.
Emmanuel Quickly. He went at it. He went too far. Again, Flea. Stop telling me he loves that deal Siakam for Randle. That's what Nick Pillow's suggestion. I mean. Toronto looks like they're blowing it up. You got to go after Siakam and Van Fleet. Because remember, Brunson, I mean, he's kind of small, so with Kyle Lowry and Brunson, that would be kind of tough.
You met Van Fleet.
Van Fleet, yeah. Maybe you got to go for OG, I'm sorry, and Siakam. If you're going to keep Tibbs. That's my thing. Because Tibbs, if this is your guy, he obviously has a bad head of the snake. Pause. That's his guy, is Tibbs. I mean, is Randle. And Randle's not good for this. He's just not. He's stuck on him. I don't care how many mistakes Toppin made at this point. I'd rather see them. He finally played McBride, but played him at the wrong time. He finally brought out the lineup with Grimes, Hart, and Brunson. You bet that was his big change was benching Hart for Grimes. That was the big change. That's what he saw was, no, you got to bench either Randle or Barrett. They don't mix together. And then you get one of them against the second unit. And Randle, doesn't matter what unit he plays against. He's just low IQ. Just his emotions get the best of him. It's not about passion, Flea. That is not passion. That is misguided.
He did.
He what?
No, I'm saying that.
He was an all-star 2 years ago. If y'all want to get rid of our best player, make sure we have a solution. Bro, I don't understand. Like, I'd rather build without him. Get rid of that salary. I don't even understand. And the salary cap's going to change. You're only going to be able to have 2 stars in the future. And those are one of the 2 stars that you want on the team? Nah, man, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, that's how remember, there's going to be no more super teams. I hope everyone realizes that today's playoffs is a preview for the next 3 or 4 playoffs, minimum, because they're changing the salary cap. They're changing the way you can trade for players, everything. It's over. There's no more super teams. Even if they draft them, it's going to be harder to keep them. That's what Draymond Green was complaining about. So this is the guy we want to be stuck with. Why would I want to pay him? It was a mistake giving him more than 2 years in the first place because at the time, the Knicks were signing everybody on 2-year deals to get rid of those deals quickly. No pun intended. And it wasn't like Emmanuel Quickly was going to be a big deal anyway. Everybody's not showing up. Like, it's not just on Randle either. It's Tibbs. Tibbs is not showing up. Getting just outclassed by Spoelstra, man. This is bad. I've been saying this since the last 3 games. I gave him 2 games. I'm like, oh, he's not seeing it. He's not seeing it. After Randle came back game 2, right? Because he missed game 1.
Yeah.
Did he start?
Yeah. He did.
At the Garden.
Yeah.
And we won that game, so we got gassed up because we had that fourth quarter with the Hartenstein, Randle, Hart, Grimes, and Brunson lineup. That's the one that went on a 21-7 run. He tried putting him in there yesterday twice, but he left Mitchell Robinson in there. Mitchell Robinson can't rotate with them. They do. Jimmy Butler.
He's too slow.
Too slow. And you have to be very tricky when you put him in there. Like 5 rebounds in game 3.
Son, y'all got killed offensive rebound. The offensive rebounds killed y'all. Offensive rebound, like I think there was like maybe 4 or 5 possessions Miami got.
4 or 5 possessions. They have 4 or 5 offensive rebounds in one play. Yo, that was disgusting.
I know.
That's what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Like for Spoelstra to sit there and go, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take away their strength. And after we take away this, they're done. And he's right. I've been saying that from the beginning. Our strength on offense is it's one-on-one. We stink. And the only reason we do anything is because we get offensive rebounds. And we extend the offensive possession. And then what happens? Now you got to spend less time on defense. And we're really not that good on defense. We just need the speed out there and the rotations with the younger guys, because Randall's not doing that. Yeah. That's the part that you're not. I said it yesterday. He's out there. He don't rotate. He stays in the paint and he misses the rotation. And the Miami Heat know it. We're gonna make the extra pass. They're playing for the extra pass. The Heat. Why are we doubling Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, what sense does that make?
For what? For what? He wants to get rid of the ball to get a better one-on. Why do we know this? There's no way Tibbs does not know this. This is when I start believing in the gambling god. I thought, like somebody said, yes, was it Nick Pillow? No, shout out to Phoenix Play Z. He said that the mob got to be running the Knicks. They do.
I can agree. I can agree to that. I can agree to that.
Rappers don't even know what they want to do. Yeah, I mean that's true. That's tough, Nick Pillow, because Masai Ujiri can leave at any given time. He's not a schlep out there, and that money he's getting, that's Canada money. They got, I don't know if they tax him differently, but especially him, I don't know if he's yeah, they have to. He's Canadian. He's going to be in Canada, so he might want to leave. I always say he has an out to leave to go to Obama. Obama is going to be like a president or some sort of representative in NBA Africa. And Masai Ujiri is, I forgot what part of Africa he's from. I hate saying that, by the way. He's African. Like, that's like someone calling him South American. Okay. What the hell does that mean? Like, there's like 20 countries over there.
Yeah.
But Grimes was our consistent starter for the entire season. No, he wasn't. He was hurt at a certain point. He didn't shoot 10 3-pointers a game until March. So that's not true. And he didn't start doing that until Randall sat down. So that's not true. Like, that's not true. Tibbs does not get – it's Tibbs. It's always been Tibbs. I've always had an issue with him. Like, it took you this long to play these guys, to start Grimes. It took that long to start Grimes over, was it who was starting before Grimes?
What was it? Quickly started?
No, Quickly never started. Quickly should have had some starts. I mean, he did when Brunson sat down. But why am I blanking out right now? It wasn't McBride. Fournier for a while. Fournier was playing, and they sat him down, and Grimes got in there.
He went with the older players, and I said this the year before. I said the only way the Knicks are going to get better and make the playoffs, he's got to play the young guys. He's got to stop being stuck in his old ways of thinking.
I don't get it, because the crazy part is Masai is from Nigeria, can't get on right now. Flea can't get on. He's at work.
He's at work.
I figured that, Flea. I'm not gonna call.
Yeah, because he would have been on here
immediately
right away.
Flea, this is when you gotta take a bathroom break, go to the stall, bro. Come on, keep it old school, man. How dare you? You don't work in no office. Masai from Nigeria.
Yeah, that was a dope interview with him and Zach last night. Salute to my guy.
Yeah, very dope interview. Yeah,
like I said, this is all family. We all coming together as one big conglomerate. You know what I mean? AllBall TV, got Talk with Your Boy, got Fleet the Z Show. Shout out to Dimes. Like, we all coming together as Voltrons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the name of the game, man. You hit it on the nose, Turbo. Like, there's no way all these guys like Stephen A. Smith. Everybody's funnier than Stephen A. Smith. He's just a random New Yorker that talks mad crazy, bro. What's the difference? Like, I don't think he's that much funnier than me if he is. I'm not gonna lie. Right? Our hairlines are just as bad. His might be worse at this point because he pushed that shit back. That's crazy. Yeah. But these guys gotta go. And you see, Stephen A. Smith is trying to move to YouTube because this is the move. And the move is everybody should be interviewing everyone. Yeah. Everyone in rotation. That's the move. That's the wave. AllBallTV family, baby. The group chat is crazy. It's starting to get crazy today. I see it today. I love it.
Oh yeah, I know. Sometimes I gotta stay away from it because it gets too damn dangerous. I might say something crazy that I don't want to regret.
Group chats are like that.
Huh?
Yeah, group chats are like that. You gotta be careful with the group chat. You gotta be careful when you're texting, when you press send now, and you start to type somebody's name and you press the group chat instead of the personal, like a direct message.
Yeah. You
gotta be careful out here in these streets, guys.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Direct messages leave you trembling. Yeah. Does RJ work on his game in the summer?
You would hope.
I mean, think so.
From like I've seen some workouts and stuff like that.
If he does, as one of them things, like I don't know if you got kids, Turbo, but
nah, I don't.
When you have a kid, right, and then you be studying with them, and they come back with like with the same grade, you be like, yo, we were just practicing that.
Yeah.
Every day. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So it could either be that some people have a stunted growth, some people get nervous in game.
Yo, and speaking of YouTube, have you ever seen a show called the Stunting Growth?
No.
It's on YouTube. I forgot the guy's name, but yo, he does a great job. He does a show called Stunting Growth, and he breaks it down like why this player didn't make it. He'll be like, stunt number 1, stunt number 2, this is why such and such didn't become a superstar, or why he didn't make the league. Like it's adult content.
Stunted Growth?
Yeah. It's on YouTube.
Well, look it up. Throw it in the chat. Well, send it to me. I watch it like that.
Yeah, it's dope. They done did like people like Larry Johnson, like a lot of high school players, or certain high school players you never heard or never got the look, and then you be like, oh wow, like, well, crazy.
So do we think RJ his growth is stunted? Like is that what you think it is?
He's still. I mean, Andre is still what, 22 years old. He's still a baby. You forget he came out like around 19 years old. You know, I think with us, I'm not just saying just him, but just in general, when a lot of players get drafted, I think some of us as fans, we get spoiled. We want to see results with these guys real quick. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't have the patience. Our attention span as a people is super backwards. We want quick results on everything now. Like, nobody wants to be patient on anything now these days. It's not just basketball. It's just things in life in general.
Shout out to Ryan Hammer Time. He put in the group chat. Kevin Durant, Derrick Rose, Paul George, Russell Westbrook, Giannis, Harden had no luck with ISO ball. It'll work with Brunson and Randall. And he's laughing about it. No way. And he's right. Like I think it would work, but you need a super defense.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anyone that played ISO ball and won. Like, that's what Jordan. That's the infamous thing about Jordan that had to change, that he could not go ISO as much anymore, and he had to get the ball out of his hands sooner. Yeah. And it's tough because it's yesterday's game. I'm sorry, I don't know what y'all are talking about. That was on Brunson and me not letting Barrett go off. Barrett was coming down court on fast breaks, finishing on fast breaks. He was putting them in foul trouble. Yeah, Jimmy Butler was being super Jimmy Butler. I mean, the defensive plays he was making, the rebounds he was making, the adjustment he makes in real time. Like, you could see from game 1 and he skipped game 2.
Yeah.
So I want to say game 3 when he came back in, Josh Hart is guarding him, and people were saying he'll give him a hard time, but you can see his post game on Josh Hart, the way he measured his jump hook on him. I can tell he missed one jump hook on Josh Hart in like game 3, and I haven't seen him miss that jump hook at the pace since because he measured it then. He's just a high IQ dude. Like, we'll get to LeBron later on in a second. Like, clearly LeBron is a savant, right? Yeah. But Jimmy Butler might be one too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we overlook people's smarts because they're not the super athlete. Like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, okay, they're savants, okay. But what Jimmy Butler was doing, his pace, the way he measures the game, the way he kicked the ball out after the offensive rebound that we got.
He stays on the ground. He stays on the ground. He busts you on the ground. He don't beat you with athleticism. He's like a small version of Zach Randolph, in a sense.
Zach wasn't the leader that this guy is. You know what I mean? Like, I see what you're saying.
I mean, no, you don't think he was the leader of that Memphis team? I mean, he's the reason why that Memphis went to that level. Remember, they couldn't get out the first round until he got there.
Tony Allen, there's a bunch of them though. They had a crew.
Tony Allen, yeah,
but I think Zach was known. I don't want to call him a problem because I think he cared about ball, but I think Jimmy doesn't get the credit he deserves. I just seen a couple of interviews or clips with Jeff Teague and Karl Anthony Towns. Now they're talking about the Jimmy Butler incident in Minnesota, and it's like he's confrontational about basketball. Like again, that's the thing with Zach Randolph. People were saying before, maybe off the court, whatever. And I don't think he's Randall. Like Randall is the epitome of the opposite, where he's confrontational about non-basketball things. After a while, it's like, bro, this is all ego.
That's true. But but if you needed a teammate that was going to protect you at all times, Zach Randolph,
right. Good point.
He's like one of those teammates that's going to go all out for you on the court and off the court.
Great point, because remember, Randall shoots so many jump shots. It's like he needs to be watching some Zach Randolph tape. Like Zach Randolph wasn't just playing tough with the ref. I don't remember Zach Randolph going off on a ref ever like that.
No.
Ever. Like it doesn't come to mind. What we see constantly is him punking like DeMarcus Cousins, punking the big dogs, Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.
Like that's what we see. We don't see that from Randall. You don't even got that.
Yeah.
You don't even got that. This big mother, Turbo. You that big and you ain't punking these dudes in the heat. They should be in fear of you. They should be totally scared of you, and he doesn't have that in him. That's how low IQ he is. That he's just sitting there talking about maybe they just wanted more than us.
Like what player would say that? And I guarantee, God rest his soul, if Kobe would have heard that, he would have been like, "Yo, bro, what the heck are you talking about?"
I had to apologize to Devin Booker because I said maybe you're allowed to put the Mamba jacket on. You can put the Mamba jacket on. Julius Randle is not allowed to talk about Kobe Bryant ever. I forgot you even play with Kobe Bryant. The way that you act is is so non-Kobe Bryant, like it's crazy. Like, and it's, I mean, we're just frustrated as fans because we've seen it all year. Yeah. But there's just no way the lineup change has to be him. He's cancerous. If he came off the bench, Draymond Green came off the bench.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole was in and out from the bench, sat back down. He's another head case, apparently, right? Steph Curry came off the bench.
Yeah. If
they told Jimmy Butler to come off the bench, you think he would have an issue with that?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think Spoelstra would be like, I think today we're gonna throw him off. Like we're gonna put you as a doubtful for the game, and then we'll bring him off the bench. He's an evil scientist, you know what I mean? An evil scientist like that. A mad scientist like that. Tibbs, he has the reputation of a mad scientist, but he also has the reputation of just messing everything up. And as a Knicks fan,
and he still, you would think that he would learn his lesson because they from what they said that Tibbs is not married, he don't have no kids, he sleeps and breathes basketball. So if you would think that you got all this time, you would think that you would become a better offensive coach at this point. He doesn't make no adjustment. There's no offensive sets. It seems like they just run the same thing. He just lets them just run amok.
Right.
Like,
I don't know where else you could go with that. It's the rebound and they didn't adjust for that. They're not rotating. We could keep blaming the players.
But he's supposed to be a defensive-minded coach.
Exactly.
But where's the defense?
Like, how are you not? And then if the guys like that, it's such a contradiction, Turbo, because he calls every player out except for his guy, right? And your mentality is, granted, Pat Riley did the same thing with Ewing. He didn't call out Ewing like that, but they kind of falling for this BS. I mean, the Heat, if you think about it, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, we lost. Who we losing to?" I forgot who it was last night. It was hilarious. He said we lost to the Iona team last night, which is funny, right? But if you think about it, John Starks, Wasn't he undrafted? He was shopping for. He was bagging up groceries. Infamously, right?
And played in the CBA.
Playing in the CBA. Anthony Mason. He came from the CBA or?
Yeah, he was. I know he before. I know he played with the Nets and the Portland Trailblazers. Like he bounced around. He bounced around
for a second, but he was kind of like undrafted, like this. You know, he wasn't drafted. He wasn't a star. Yeah. It was no. Yeah. So they found these guys. That's why those second rounders, the Draymond Greens of the world, Tom Brady, 6th-round draft pick, they got that mentality. And when they have that, you know, the
so was Marc Gasol. A lot of people that know Marc Gasol was was like got drafted like 40 or 41.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was yeah. It's so crazy. It's like when you think, and I think they're him and Paul, they're probably like the only brothers you can say that was like good at the same damn time. It's not too many brothers, huh?
That good.
Yeah. Because both of them are going to be Hall of Famers and also like Powell is going in this year. Mark is going to definitely get in the Hall of Fame for sure. He's getting in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah, nobody's in that conversation, right?
What? As far as brothers being good, like being
playing against each other.
Yeah. Nah, it's not too many. I mean, you had brothers like, I mean, you had Gerald Wilkins. He was solid. He was he wasn't his brother. He was. That's what I'm saying.
Gerald Wilkins wasn't no damn Marc Gasol. You know what I'm saying? Like
no. I'm just saying. We just saying that the combination of brothers. We
running down the list.
Only two that were like great at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
But
you had other brothers that was solid. Like they were good. I mean, Gerald Wilkins wasn't a bum, but he wasn't no Dominique. You know what I'm saying?
The Ball brothers had a chance. Yeah, hopefully they come back from injury because they got a chance to be in that conversation. They are that talented.
Yeah.
But the point was, the Heat actually cultivated that culture where we do have those underdogs, and then we got them on a rotation. But there's a culture behind it.
Yeah,
and I think they hold themselves accountable. The Knicks, they have a fake version of that. Like Mitchell Robinson was a number 25 pick. Emmanuel, they're all in the 20s, right? Emmanuel quickly, except for Toppin. Toppin's top 10.
Yeah, Toppin was 8. He was 8
pick, right?
Yeah,
right. Because Halliburton was 10 and he was 8. We always got to go back to that because come on, they made that choice and he was available. But
But I think the reason why they chose Toppin because Toppin was like a local hero. Everybody saw him playing Dykeman and his father. So I think people just drafted him off of the reputation because he was a hometown kid. That's how I'm seeing.
I don't know. I want to go back and review all that. Like, what was your purpose of and all that? It's just like, what was the purpose of? Again, it's a constant contradiction, and when we get high as Knicks fans, and everything worked. But at the same time, you see what's working. Like this is none of these guys are franchise guys. Unfortunately, Obi Toppin, say what you want for whatever reason, like you said, like you mentioned, they drafted him for whatever reason. But now we realize he's not a franchise player. He's just not. RJ Barrett is not a franchise player.
But you gotta remember nowadays when you draft high, none of these guys are like game changing super. They're based off potential.
Right, but it's still
some of them are not game changers. Like we're gonna it might be a while before we see like a game changer like a LeBron or hopefully whatchamacallit, the hype with
Wemby.
Yeah.
Right, but that's my point, Turbo. Since it is like it's a $1 billion business.
Yeah.
And with the Knicks, all we want to do is be competitive and be smart. Like anybody you speak to Dom Drop, he always says, I can't front like the New York fans out of anybody, they're the smartest fan base. Like I always hear that. And it's because there's so many of us arguing. Like I tell everybody, all these fan bases, they copying us because it's 8 million of us here arguing about dumb shit all day long. When we talk about basketball, we argue like the crux. We want to, we go at it with everybody on any corner, at the bar, at work, at the water cooler, in the store. You be yelling at somebody like, what? So
we're very competitive when it comes to bat. We're like a big basketball savant. And it's kind of crazy to go back. It was like, the interview with Zach and Flea is like. It's like Chicago is like the miniature version of New York because the way how basketball is, it's like out there.
Yeah.
It's very similar and like very competitive in that way.
But going back to the point,
yeah,
Miami embodies how they consider our fan base being smart, because Duncan Robinson, they paid him $90 million and they benched him. And now what happens when he goes back out there? He's like, yo, they might bench me.
So he responds.
So, and everybody keeps saying, because I've heard ball players say that, like, shout out to Jared Harrington. He was saying, if you Julius Randle, how do you reprimand him? Well, you bench him. All right, well, I'm gonna make my $90 million anyway. I'm gonna sit on the bench. I'm like, then that's how you figure out you don't want that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't. If that's how he responds, and you're scared of that, then you're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If you're scared of your player, you're the problem, and you're supposed to be this tough guy. That's what makes it so crazy to me. So Spoelstra and them and Pat Riley, a big reason why Spoelstra is successful is because Riley's upstairs. So it's the same thing with Tibbs. The only reason why you got your seat is because of the guy upstairs. You guys are a family. That's the only reason why you're in the seat. And he doesn't, and he acts like it.
Yeah.
He acts like it.
Yeah.
It's just,
it's like, hey, it's more like he's playing it like, hey, I'm safe because I got my boys are gonna back me up. It's kind of like that approach,
right? So
but
when
then that can be dangerous at the same time, because then people are gonna be like, wait a minute, I know that's your boy, but you got to hold family accountable too.
What you mean could be, Turbo? That's what's going on.
You got to hold your family accountable.
No, that's the problem. Like, but
that's what I'm saying. You don't think that what we call it holds him accountable? He just like, I don't. I mean, we don't know what goes on behind.
I think that for a while they go back and like they send these messages, like you got to read between the lines with them sometimes, because when they signed Kemba Walker, and then you saw how the way that
Cam Reddish, because
I don't think he was a Tibbs guy. Well, I don't know.
No, from what I heard that Tibbs wasn't a fan of Cam Reddish.
Of the trade,
the organization was high on him. Tibbs wasn't.
What, after they got him or beforehand?
This is before, from what I heard.
So now imagine if that's true. On top of that, you get Kemba Walker, who, for me, they were trying to look for that Derrick Rose type.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then with Brunson, you finally got him. But when they had Kemba, it was like, bro, he's on his last legs, and he's not gonna fit. He doesn't play defense. So, like, what are we gonna do with that? Yeah. And you can tell with the way that he benched Kemba, because he was trying to show him a lot of love and a lot of respect, but at the same time, you just announced that you're gonna. I forgot the way he said it, but it was almost borderline the way they said they treated Dylan Brooks recently. Just the way he came out was very like, bro, you don't talk to people like that. Yeah. And then all right, fine, you're going to be that way? How about Randall? Yeah. RJ Barrett was shooting poorly around that same time. It was the 2021-2022 season. It was around Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
RJ Barrett, he was saying, yo, he would come in here last year. He was in the gym every single day. He's not doing that this year. He called everybody out except Julius Randle. I have yet to hear him call out Julius Randle. We don't hear from Leon Rose.
No, never.
That's a big part of it too. So it's just tough, man. It's just tough. Nate McMillan, I don't think so, Nick Pillow.
What?
As a coach, he's suggesting the coaches. I say Siakam and OG. Man, hell yeah.
If you really think about it, Mick McMillan is a way better coach than Tom Thibodeau.
I don't know.
He'll get, but no, at least he'll bring a little. Well, no, they're both kind of very similar, very old school guy. But if you look at most of his roster, he don't care who he got. He'll give you a shot. If you look at the way he coached that Portland team, and like a lot of guys was out, but they were still winning over 40 games in the tough West.
He had Brandon Roy.
His team, but Brandon Roy was in and out, but he still had those young boys playing hard. And they were still winning over 40 games. And this is when the West was the West.
See, I gotta rely on people like yourself, bro, with that now, because I either forgot that, and then it's Clearly, all of that means nothing when picking a coach because D'Antoni is like the best version of that. And it's like, we still go, I don't know about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, coaching is, people have this, like, when they have strong opinions about them, like, unless we go through this experience with Tom Thibodeau and we know for a fact, like, dog, you get stuck with these rotations. I know you're.
But you gotta, in these days, you gotta be more offensive minded. That's why I give much respect to Mike Brown, because he had to change the way if he was gonna still be it. And Mike Brown is still young. It's not like he's 60 years old. Mike Brown is only 50 years old.
Granted, he was trying to make some adjustments. Like, that's a great point. That's the guy that we saw. Like, we always talk about.
He was stuck in his way, being more defensive minded. He had no sets or nothing. But I think him being around that Golden State culture, being under Steve Kerr for 7 years, he understood the offense. He understood, like, I can't be too hard at certain times. I have to know when to relax. I gotta let my players make mistakes. I gotta let them run their own plays at time to time. Stuff like that.
I also feel like Mike Brown doing that. We also talk about, again, we never talk about the coach and the general manager and the owner changing because the players are the face of the organization. So LeBron, when he changed, he started getting better within the perimeter or underneath the 3-point line. Kobe Bryant, we saw him change from just being a chuck to involving his teammates and motivating and be more of a leader. And we mentioned Michael Jordan. But Mike Brown has gone through that transformation as a coach, as opposed to a D'Antoni who we know gets stuck in his ways, and Tom Thibodeau who's stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Another name Nick Pillow threw out there is Frank Vogel. I'm sorry. I don't know. Again, like he's championship material. That Pacer run was pretty good.
Yes.
In the weak East, of course. I think he coached Orlando before he went to.
Yeah.
Did he coach Orlando and Sacramento?
He coached Orlando. No, Orlando. He was in Orlando, then he got fired.
That's kind of crazy. How you get fired from Orlando?
Everybody gets fired at Orlando.
They just collecting their checks, Orlando? They collecting the
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Because shout out to what's his name? He was an OG vet, and he's still playing at 48 years old, still busting some of these young cats. Catino Mobley. He was saying that when he got he said, we were in first place. He said, that year, that 04-05, and this is when Grant Hill was coming back being an all-star. He was like, we were in first place and they traded me. He was like Donnie, I forgot his name. He was a black coach. He said they went at it or something like that. And he was like, and then he got traded and then they went downhill ever since. He was like, first place in Orlando. Johnny Davis, that was his name.
Damn.
It was like, they went at it. He was like, we were in first place that year.
And that sounds like the politics of the game. Like, you don't know who's doing what, and Orlando is not generating as much money as the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? You're doing that to collect whatever you can. Like, I'm doing a report right now, a video on that salary cap, bro. People are not talking about this, and a part of it is, if you think about it, the Knicks have MSG, the Nets have SM over here, the Yes Network, right? They're on the Yes Network.
Yes.
The Lakers they're all on the Fox channel, the local channel. The Clippers have Clipper Vision.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of these the major teams. They're gonna, like, Giannis. They have to come here because they get a bigger piece of the cut, because they're gonna get a cut of that money because they generate more money, and now it's part of the deal. So there's so many, like the Orlando Magic. How much money do you think they're gonna make off of a deal like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Does Tibbs have no power? No, Tibbs has too much power, I think, at this point as a coach, because he's misusing it. You have too much power if you're the head coach and you don't know how to tell your best player to sit down, if that is your best player. You don't know how to delegate or recognize that the best player changes from game to game sometimes. Like, if you have Kobe on the team or something like that, of course, for the most part, it's going to be Kobe. But somebody got the hot hand, and Phil got to go. Yo, what the hell are you doing?
But you gotta remember. Remember, he was the GM and the coach at Minnesota.
Yeah, now that's too much power for somebody like that.
Yeah.
And Doc Rivers was the same thing on the Clippers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's too much power for a guy. But again, I think it was.
I think the reason why they do that because they know that they get fired real quick if they don't get quick results. So they want. I get it, but then it's good in a way, but it's bad in a way because then that's confidence of entrance. Because it's like, yo, okay, you're my coach, but I'm talking to my GM. Like it doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't. Was he the coach or the general manager or the president of basketball operations? Because that's a different level.
Yeah. No, he was the president. He was the GM. He was in charge of everything. Doc was in charge of everything.
Now it's different because the Kobe Altman on Cleveland, he started off as a GM and now he's the president.
Yeah, he's
of
the
basketball
president.
operations.
But no, Doc was the president. No, Doc was the president.
Doc was the president.
Yeah, he called all the shots.
He wasn't just the client. He was the president. Yo, but I think for him in that scenario, it made sense because he won the ring in Boston and they traded for him.
Yeah,
they traded draft picks or whatever it was to the Boston Celtics for Doc Rivers.
Yeah. And then he was trying to bring Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce in that deal too to come to the Clippers.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. But does Doc Rivers have too much power? I mean, does Thibodeau have too much power? Yeah. Like he's the coach. Yes. Bye. I don't want you there. That's too much power for me. Go be an assistant coach.
Yeah. Some coach. You can still just because you know the game. That don't mean it's a difference when you're an assistant and a head coach. It's a different ball game. You see how Mazzulla, I'm sure he was a good assistant, but now you're the lead man, so now it's more responsibilities on you now.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to call timeouts. You gotta know when to fall back and let your teams make mistakes. Like you gotta fall back. You gotta fall back. And like I said, he's the youngest coach in the playoffs. He's 34 years old. He's a kid.
Is he the youngest coach ever?
I right now, I think so. Because he's only 35 years old.
The only person I would guess is younger is the one who's the Boston president now.
No, well, he's older now. He's got to be, what you call it, got to be in his 40s now. Who used to be, at one point, he was, what's his name? He's upstairs as a GM. Yeah, he was one of the youngest coaches.
Brad Stevens?
Yeah, Brad Stevens was.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
The youngest NBA coach in history is Dave DeBusschere, a player coach at age 24.
Wow.
Are we counting that? Like a lot of these, that's why I say I'm sorry, old school people. A lot of these 1960 stats are like you were 24 coaching the team and you won. That kind of show like you can't be a coach and a player today.
Heck no. At 24? No. Oh my gosh.
Right, at 24. You would have to be right now. The only, let's say, who are the players that can coach a team, you think? We're gonna rank them.
At what age?
Any age right now. Who would you go with?
Like you think NBA player?
Yeah. I think that the first one is obvious.
Of course, it's talking about LeBron.
Yeah, that's obvious. I'm gonna surprise you with my number 2.
What? Who?
Jimmy Butler.
But I think his players will want to fight him.
But that's who doesn't want to fight a coach. We've seen that before.
That's true. That's true because I'm sure there was times that Gary Payton and George Karl wanted to kick each other's you know what at times.
Now that is the guy I forgot to mention. Anytime we bring up coaches as the most overrated, just the biggest ish taker ever. George Karl needs to be called out, and he always gets flamed on Twitter, and I love it. He's always calling people out. And he's like, yo, you're talking shit like that? George Karl messed up that Seattle team. They underachieved with him. That Milwaukee team was broken up immediately after they went to the conference finals. Ray Allen, that super offensive group, horrendous. That Denver team was super loaded, and they didn't like George Karl. He made it harder.
You heard Kenyon Martin. You heard what Kenyon Martin said.
Kenyon Martin and I just seen J.R. Smith, and he was just like, remember, J.R. Smith is in Zen mode right now. He's like, I'm a master golfer. I just got my master's degree. Like, and he's still like, nah, he was a piece of S, bro. Like, George Karl was like, he would tell you one thing, tell me one thing, and then we like talk about it later on. And we were like, yo, I didn't say that. I didn't say that about you. And it would just be like, there's no need for that. Yeah. So he was playing these silly mind games. Point is, George Karl might be the most overrated coach ever. Like, as far, because you got to be rated to be overrated, right? Like, and somebody's gonna try to consider him, and I have to laugh at them. Because that Seattle team they got to be the third or fourth best team in the 90s, man. Like, consistently throughout the decade.
Yeah.
Because, Portland's going to be up there. And
And let's not forget when he was coaching the USA team, the World Cup tournament, and he bombed in that too.
In the Olympics?
Yeah, and like before, like a year, like 2 years before the Olympics, they have like the FIBA World Classic tournament.
Right.
And he was the coach, and they failed on that too. They lost the Vlade Divac's team in the quarterfinals. They finished in 8th place.
Just listen, Turbo. I welcome all George Karl slander, all of it. He's garbage. Get out of here, George Karl. Cody Zeller having an impact in this series is disgusting. Yeah. Shout out to Joy DeMaria. I had to hear from her. Sure. All ball, let her up.
You know she's gonna, and if y'all lose tomorrow, she's gonna gloat. She's gonna probably be on live too, gloating.
They're gonna repost my live. Yeah, they just repost my live, going crazy. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's crazy when I laughed at Kevin Love being on that team, and they use his skill set as a weapon, and they knew when to pinpoint. Like, I don't see them. We'll talk about LeBron in a second for a couple minutes. So I gotta get going, but like, just the way that they assemble, like, they know each other's weaknesses. Kevin Love, Cody Zeller just being a backup and just being bothersome. I think that's his impact in rebounding, and it's gonna happen because you're saying what the hell happened with Mitch. Well, that's what happened. Mitch is missing these. He's too slow, like Turbo said, too lanky, and he gets an offensive rebound and goes to dribble. What are you dribbling for, Mitch? To do what? That's basketball 101.
Yeah.
Leave the ball up in the air, go back in and just, what the heck? Go be Moses Malone. That's your job.
Yes.
Mitch, I think they totally, this is all Thibodeau, and they plan for it. It just is thing, and they're draining the shot clock. That's the other part to it. They're draining the shot clock now because when we go on the other end, they drain the shot clock and they're getting offensive rebounds. They're using our own game plan against us, and they're a better free throw shooting team, and they're getting so many assists. Like, the rebounding and the assists is not what they do in the regular season. It's not what they did, and I get it. They were the number 1 seed last year.
Yeah,
a lot of these ingredients we see why. Because remember, the Bucks and the Celtics were there last year too. I know Chris Middleton was hurt, but they don't have the Giannis. They don't have. Everyone considers Giannis and Jason Tatum a step above Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a Jimmy Butler-led team on the court, but off the court, man, they got the 3 levels up top in the office. And on that floor, you got the coach, and then on the floor general with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
they got it all. I think Nick Pillow's saying CP3, Draymond, PG, and Rondo to be player coach. Well, Rondo's out the league to be a player coach.
No.
PG is who? Paul George?
No, he's talking about Chris Paul.
No, he said PG, CP3, Draymond, PG, and Rondo. CP3 would be like the player coach version of George Karl, because they don't like him either. Kenyon Martin and them guys, they kind of think he's a little sneaky. Yeah. Yeah. And Draymond.
Oh, heck no. He'll probably punch all his players out before he comes into the gym.
Yo, hold on a second, but have you seen this guy? Your man, hold on a second. Your man Jordan Poole. You haven't seen the clip?
No.
They were saying after the game he didn't want to speak to the media or whatever. And he had his back turned to the media, and he was going crazy. Not even that he wasn't being rude, but he was being rude at first, and it was like built up tension. Let me see if I could reset this one. show you this clip though about him.
Yeah, Rondo's out the league, but I heard it. I seen a clip. I didn't seen the clip. I didn't click the video, but they have like the generations of sons. Like they said, he got a son.
Mm-hmm. Rondo
got a son. Yeah.
Look at the face Jordan Poole makes. He makes the same face he made as when he was talking to the ref.
Yeah. I seen it. Yeah, I seen this clip. Yeah.
So this is not recent?
No, because that's the Sacramento.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, no, I saw the clip. Nah, I saw that clip.
They over here says I can see why Draymond did what he did. That's what I'm gonna say. Who is this guy? This is not This looks like Carlito Cool and from WWF. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but you're right. Yeah, George Karl is one of the most I definitely have to say he's one of the most overrated coach of all time.
Trade Poole. That's what Nick Pillow says. I don't know if they can now. 0 points yesterday is wild. Clay was garbage too. Yeah, he had 0 points, 8 minutes? You got to catch that game with the Lakers?
Yeah. Lonnie Jordan Walker.
Skywalker?
That's what he was looking like last night.
He looked amazing, man.
Yeah.
He looked amazing.
Yeah.
What'd you feel about the game?
It was a good game. It was one of the best games. It's been one of the best games. One of the best games in the playoffs after these 2 nights of blowouts.
Right.
But I think both games tonight with the Celtics and the Sixers are going to go down in the wire. I think the game in Denver is going to be very interesting. So I'm in tune for that. Cause my uncle was like, "Yo, man, Denver's going to give it to Phoenix." I'm like, "Nah, don't." I'm like, "Yo," because if you really look at it, and this is where I give Monty Williams his props, because he was like, "Yo, I'm going more with a defensive." He was trying to go more with a defensive team, but he knew it didn't work. He knew he had to play Terrence Ross and Larry Shaman and TJ. He knew that he needed more offense to go with Booker, and you see it work. Like you said, sometimes you gotta just swallow your pride and say, you know what? Let me just jump the ship. If I lose, at least I went down trying my best. And that's another. I'm gonna give Monty some credit too, because you gotta remember him and CP3 when he got his first coaching job in New Orleans, and he even said it. They said, "Yo, why is y'all relationship better now than back then?" He said, "Yo, we both was young. It was my first coaching job. I'm come from that San Antonio tree, so I was trying to bring that San Antonio culture into New Orleans, and it just didn't work because Chris Paul wants to run things his way. He's a floor general, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Yo, that's why we have a better understanding." And plus, they're older now, so yeah. So
specifically
that helps. That helps too. You know what I'm saying?
Chris Paul being older now,
yeah,
and also but they're gonna be in the same conundrum as the Knicks do suck, Barry.
Yeah.
If for like with Randall and the Knicks, it's not the same because Randall isn't in his physical prime. But CP3 is gonna have to see mentally. He's in his mental. He's a veteran. He's gonna have to lead like the guys off the bench.
Yeah.
And even then, like, what is he really good at anymore? He needs to take. I've always felt like he hesitates on making a play. Like whatever the play is, I don't care if it's a pass or a shot. Like he was a way better shooter than Rondo. So I never understood why CP3 held the ball for so long. Ever. Like him and LeBron.
My uncle say that, and I'm like, how do you say somebody holds the ball too long and they're like the top 3 in assists of all time?
But that's why. That's why. Because him and Rondo, they would assist hunt. They knew that, it was part of their contract probably. And again, they were fixing their assist to turnover ratio. Like, I think, I know for a fact these guys are doing that to they padding the books. They're stat padding.
Yeah.
And it just takes away from his game. Because I think I said the same thing about LeBron. He would just hold the ball, wait for the play to play out. Because they're super smart dudes. Rondo,
Yeah.
The MO with all three of these guys is that they're super smart. Everybody
Yeah.
that ever talked about Rondo, CP3, and LeBron, same thing.
They're very smart.
Basketball,
Their
yeah.
IQ is very smart. Yeah, they hold. Marco was like, yo, they hold the damn ball too long. He was like, yo, ball movement all the time. Get it out real quick. It's easier said than done, but sometimes you can't get the ball too quick because you don't know how the defense is going to react. Sometimes you may have to hold the ball long at a certain time. Not saying you got to do it all the time, but certain times you got to hold. You got to hold the ball in certain possessions because sometimes you got to wind the clock. Can't rush your offense all the time.
Right. It depends on your personnel. But I always felt like his personnel, and it was like,
yes,
again, it just seems to be they're fighting human nature because it's the same argument, the same topic. Like, this is what Jordan is famous for. That's the famous story of Jordan. Is he had to give the ball. Excuse me. He had to give the ball up. And nobody's better than him when the ball stops. And the mid-range king, like even Kawhi, he can ball stop. He looks kind of clunky at times, but for the most part, there's movement. And that was the thing with Jordan later on in his career, Kobe and everything like that. But CP3, there's no, and with LeBron, there's no movement. That's the other part to it. There's no, where's the jab step at? Where's the, you got to make the defense react to something you're doing. If not, okay, so you're going to play quarterback right now?
Yeah.
But he could just go in there. I think he needs to go in there and give them a break, like Booker a break. Because Booker, like I said yesterday, I didn't expect Phoenix to play at this level. Like, I didn't think they would do this for 4 games. I think, imagine if they have to play, they need what? They got 2 wins now, so that's 6. So they need what? 2 plus 8 more, so 10 more. They need 10 more wins to get the chip.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Right, because 4.
But it looks like, well, I don't want to jump the gun, but if I had to put a percentage, if it's a Phoenix and Lakers conference finals, who has the edge? The Lakers have a better bench than Phoenix, but if you can get Landry Shannon and them to play like that, that can be very scary.
I think
because the one advantage that Phoenix got, Kevin Durant. Who's going to guard Kevin Durant?
Him playing decoy to Booker. That's their best weapon. And he's a number 2, and he's I think he's mentally suited to be number 2 like that, unless you're gonna have a super team around them.
Yes, because you can't double team Booker.
Well, they've been doing it though. That's what I was saying yesterday. Like when Coach Kyle, he was saying that they don't double him. That he has Kevin Durant there. I'm like, to be honest, if you watch the game, they'll double both of them at times. They'll double at them, but Booker's been playing great. Booker's 26 years old, about to enter his physical prime, and he looks like it. Yeah. Like, he just looks like a different
mode. 70%. That's great. That's insane.
Okay, so that's my point, though. That's my point. We can't expect 70% the rest of the way.
No. That's
if he does that,
everybody one of the greatest players to ever play in playoff history.
I'm buying a Devin Booker jersey and apologizing on YouTube, live on YouTube. I'm copping a jersey for myself and my son. If Devin Booker averages, if they win the championship, because I said Phoenix ain't winning the chip. If Phoenix wins the championship, I'm getting a Devin Booker jersey. 70% is crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. Because and the reason why I'm saying that is because they have to play like that to win.
Yes.
Like, he has to play like this. Even if he gets 20 points next time out and he finds the guys in the right spot and starts playing little point guard, which is kind of crazy.
And he's being a better defender too. He's defending too.
Yeah.
He's starting to really show his defensive game. And like what Zach was saying, like, at times when you are like the best player, it's hard for you to try to be shutting somebody down, and then you gotta be the offensive guy. But this is why I respect what Jordan said. Like, when you play in back-to-back, you got to learn how to play different. He was like, yo, if you played on the post last night and you got a back-to-back, stay on the perimeter. That's what he told Kobe. So you won't be, like, you won't waste a lot of energy. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, little tricks like that. But going back to the Laker game, speaking of Kobe, I think I got to take back what I said. Well, AD is the leader of the team on the court, right?
Yeah.
When he plays well, they're a different team. But LeBron, Y'all Laker fans, man. I know you hated LeBron, and I all ball be hating on LeBron, but this is a different level. The same way y'all was giving credit for Kobe influencing Pau Gasol, y'all gotta start giving credit to LeBron for influencing and impacting AD's game. You could see throughout the whole game, AD wants to sit on that bench and he wants to give up. He does.
Yeah,
he really does. And the little thing that was a game. I'm only learning the hammer play, whatever the hell. I don't know. Act like I even know basketball like that. The hammer play, whatever they did, that they broke up and AD ended up with the ball in his hands and had a jump ball. And Golden State won the jump ball. Curry recovers the jump ball but throws it out of bounds.
Yeah.
But that all happened because LeBron reads the play, sees what it is, saw Draymond cut into the basket. He told AD, "You'll stay right there." He stopped Wiggins, if I'm not mistaken, from going to make his cut, and the ball landed in AD's like in his lap.
Yeah.
He's just amazing, man.
No, LeBron is one of the most smart-minded. Him, Kobe, like they're like brainiac, especially Kobe. Kobe's a brainiac when it comes to basketball. Like paying attention to details. Those two are like, and Jason Kidd, when he was a player, those are the three guys that paid attention to details. Like you don't know, you like, yo, how the fuck did they come? Like like if you watch Jason, and I saw Jason Kidd play live, and there was a play. It was a messed up play, but Jason Kidd made that play look awesome. Like he was like damn near half court, and like he just threw the ball up. Like, yo, most guards just throw up like crazy effed up passes, but guys like him and Gary Payton were like the best at it. Like they can throw the ball like 100 miles per hour, just throw a crazy pass, and whether it's Kenyon Martin or Sean Kemp, they go up and get it.
Yeah.
You be like, yo, why is he throwing that pass like that? Like nobody can throw passes like.
And there's a big difference between late 30s LeBron, late 30s CP3. Like he's just super athlete. Still to be like to move that way. And he can't even pass on the same level that he did before, but he's just making the right reads. I know Lonnie Walker's getting a lot of props for that fourth quarter. They don't win the game without him, but Austin Reeves showed up.
Yeah, Austin Reeves. Yeah, that's why you didn't really need AD to really dominate.
No.
No, you did, but you didn't like in the fourth quarter. Like he didn't need to score. He didn't need to score crazy in the fourth quarter.
No, it's not again. For me, it's not the scoring with AD that matters.
It's more paying attention to details on defense. That's what I'm saying.
That's just it. That's why LeBron is just always pushing him. You can see they always talking to him. Yeah. And if they win, you're gonna have to give him more credit because LeBron is doing it without really being physically the same and just on another level. I don't know. I saw that they said they had less pick and rolls last game with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that makes sense, if it worked. Like that's the part as the Golden State Warriors fans or if you're following them, I would think it's frustrating if you're not going with what works. They started Gary Payton last night instead of.
And he played well too. Wasn't like, yo, he got I think he got like about 10 or 11 points. That's what up.
What up, Turbo? Fabian.
Money. What's going on, brother?
What's good?
We talking Lakers now. We're talking the Knicks earlier. We're gonna chime in on either one. But we're talking Lakers right now. I'm astonished with LeBron's play, just the way he was reading it. He really helped them last night. Clearly, Lonnie Walker, he carried that fourth quarter. The third quarter was Austin Reeves. They're not talking about either.
Yeah.
Oh, Rockstar in the building.
No, LeBron's doing what he's supposed to do.
Of course, you know when we talk about LeBron, he going fast.
Yo, hold on. Yo, Mel, I'm gonna mute your mic because it's a lot of. I don't got the window open or something. Let me know when you want to talk. Go ahead, Z. My bad.
No, I mean, some of us get criticized because we want to put realistic expectations on LeBron, but it was the perfect game again from him. Pick your spots, use your experience, guide your team. We saw it on the last play, how he was calling out everything that the Warriors about to do. And this is what we expect from LeBron. All of us that all we just try to drive the point home is that he's not going to be LeBron from, 8 years ago or 5 years ago. He's just not. But I love what Darvin Ham did with going back to Lonnie Walker. I don't know what he saw to finally do that, because Lonnie Walker got lost in the sauce when they made those trades. He was their third leading scorer for most of the year. So this wasn't like some, fluke player. But I'm more the Warriors play. I mean, the Lakers played their game plan. They played their game plan. I'm more puzzled by the Warriors and the lack of production from Clay and Jordan Poole at this point. And that's what's really been fascinating to watch throughout this series. Not taking nothing away from the Lakers, but I feel like the Lakers have a really good game plan and recipe to keep going forward in this playoffs. And I like what I see from the Lakers.
Nick Pillow says Golden State fans going crazy, mainly because the same team won the chip last year. Curry ain't been in this situation ever under Steve Kerr. No, but I am impressed with Stephen Curry, and this is who he's always been. Like when they point to 0 for 15 in clutch moments or 50 seconds left, because he's not a big boy like that. Like I expect the two guards to be, to your point, Zach, about the early '90s and how he would suffer. He would not be the two guard that you want.
You got to get to the basket or be able to create enough space to elevate and get a shot. Like at the end of the day, that's what makes Jordan, Kobe, Dwayne Wade to a certain degree. They can get to spots and elevate. He's not like he's built even like a Paul Pierce who can create space with his size and you can't block the shot because he's tall. He's small. Like the last play, he wasn't going to get past Anthony Davis.
Oh, my God. What a play.
He just wasn't going to get past him. So he took the step back three because that was really what he had. Now, he almost made the one-legged step back, but look how tough that shot was because of his size. It's not knocking him. It's just what you said, Fabian. To me, it's common sense, especially when somebody like AD can move his feet and use his length to contest. Yeah. That's a tough recipe to score over, bro.
But that's easier to see as a basketball fan than Kevin Love guarding him like the way like that's what it reminded me of that play with Kevin Love locked Steph Curry up in the finals. But now
I give him a slight pass. People might want to hear it, but that's the year his knee, he was severely compromised. That's when he did the split in the Houston series, and his knee was just never the same. I don't know if a healthy if Kevin Love can guard a healthy Curry, in fairness to Curry, but credit Love for being able to sit down and move his feet. It's just that Anthony Davis thing, that's a whole nother animal. And now I'm really asking the question, because I don't know if they can beat either Phoenix or Denver. I'm just looking at their, the other pieces. But, bro, if they're going to play defense like this, and that's why I wasn't being funny, it reminded me of the Baltimore Ravens. Play great defense.
I get it.
Yeah, like play great defense. AD is Ray Lewis. Vanderbilt is like Ed Reed. Trent Dilfer was an older quarterback at that stage of his career, very savvy veteran.
He was right about that, though.
Yeah,
he was right about that.
In this era,
we always use football analogy with basketball and football are very, very similar. Because you gotta have the right.
No, you're right, Turbo.
You gotta have the right. You gotta have the right point guard, and you definitely have to have a solid quarterback. Because you can have, like you said, you can have the best defense in the world, but if you can't score, and that's what I was just telling, with the Knicks. With their coaching is like, you gotta be more offensive minded nowadays.
Well, he's done. He's done. Go ahead, Rockstar. Go ahead, Mel, because we trying to understand what the hell you saying with your win. Where you going? To the top of the mountain?
Nah, I'm going to the gym.
Okay.
when the series first started, I told y'all, I don't know what league all of y'all that picked Golden State. I said, I don't know what Lakers y'all think y'all watching. This is number one defense.
Hold on. So let him gloat. They're up 3-1. Let him gloat.
No, now let me speak the facts. This is the number. I've said it consistently. And then when I came on here cheesing Frank game one, you're like, why you cheesing? This is the number one defense since the halftime. And ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing that they not been doing. This is what they've been doing, bro. Steve Kerr made the great adjustments. It worked. They was tearing that pick and roll up first half. Darvin Ham adjusted second half. Golden State didn't go to the pick and roll as much, but this is what they do, bro. They've been doing this all season. This is why I've been high on them, bro. This is not the same Lakers team. Everybody give their excuse. This is whole different, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Impressed. That great basketball on both ends, great coaching. This is great playoffs and so many series. Great players, but this was great on both ends. Like Steve Kerr came out, made the adjustments. When Ludu started Gary Payton Jr., like unexpected. Steve Kerr, he's somebody say he wasn't coaching. It was bad coaching. Like he's pulling out the stunts. It's just Lakers is adjusting and they can't beat these dudes right now, bro. Like I don't think it's bad coaching.
Fairness, hey, Rockstar Mel, though, in fairness, some of us, at least me, I mean, I didn't know about the consistency of AD. I think that's a fair assessment. Like, we didn't know, and my thinking was, I didn't see Clay shooting it this bad either. So my whole point was, were the Lakers going to be able to score enough to even be able to be a defensive-minded team in the playoffs? You still got to be able to score, and who knew they was going to pull the Lonnie Walker card back out as well? So I think that was my criticism in trying to why I picked, because I didn't know if they had enough offensively to get past a team like the Warriors.
And you probably gonna have to play. Now you're really gonna have to play Lonnie Walker now in the next round. That's for sure. You might have to start him.
I mean, if AD, to me, it's always been if AD's healthy and he's motivated. That's it. And then LeBron pushing him. I think LeBron is pushing him. Like that's what I was saying before. And then Darvin Ham, I think I've never seen this many fan bases. Like what fan bases? The only one I guess is Spoelstra and the Miami Heat. They're the only ones that give Spoelstra love no matter what. Like nobody else gives their coach love, and deservedly so. But everyone else, maybe San Antonio, because their relevance is not in the playoffs right now. But Darvin Ham, everybody gets smoked. Tyronn Lue and the Clippers. I don't care how much everyone gets smoked. The Boston Celtics with Ime, I think they were in favor of him. Even Brad Stevens, they were in favor of him. Yeah. Some people would complain about it, but the Lakers are just doing their thing, and it did boil down to AD being healthy, man. Like there's no way around that. Like what he does. So I said when he's healthy, nobody could do that in the league. Like, you just to stop every pass and every shot like that, or that most shots and passes around you. Yeah, everyone can't do that.
Getting deflections, niggas scared. You see they go into the basket, double pumping. Like this is elite defense by mainly AD, but the whole. You know what I mean? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Darvin Ham said he went back to Lonnie Walker because when they got down by 30, what game was that? Game 2. Game 2, they was down 30. He put the subs in, and he went out there and showed what he do, and that sparked his brain. Like, oh yeah, I maybe could use him.
Again, Tibbs ain't doing that.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I seen your post. Like, niggas mad at what Julius Randle said, right? Maybe they just wanted more. But when I watch the game, I say the same shit. Like, yo, these niggas just won. I don't know. The Knicks, like, they outdoored the Cavs, and now the Heat is just outdoored them. Like, I mean, I guess you're not supposed to say it as a player, but you could look at when you're watching the game, the Heat just won it more, bro.
But that's not what I'm mad at, Mel. No,
they out rebounding them. Like, that's just effort, bro.
No, what I'm mad at is that not only do you think that, you act like that. Like, duh, they wanted more. What the hell you talking about? Of course they wanted more. What is wrong with you? Like, you can't just say that's your response. You're not mad.
I get you. Right.
Yo, again,
he said it so casually, like not even mad, not even right. You right.
Like that's always my thing with Randall. It's like you get passionate. What are you getting passionate over? Over a bad call, what you think is a bad call. I've seen it from the beginning. All his when he goes crazy like that, he loses his cool at the end of games because he doesn't have a real go-to step. His go-to move is at the left wing, the top left wing, step back. Look, you know it. That's the only move he got.
And then pray that shit go in.
I mean, when it looks good when it goes in, but it's like, bro, you can't do nothing with that. Like there's no crossover, no nothing, and he has the ability. But then it's like he doesn't have any moves. Now it's crunch time. How are you gonna get to a game winning shot or
he's
more,
not really. My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I feel like he don't sit there. He don't analyze the game. He don't read the defense. He just get the ball and say, "Yo, I'm about to try to score. If I can't score, then he pass it." Like he not. Even though it's kind of tough because Miami, they suffocating him, but he not adjusting. He not letting the game come to him. He just trying to force it, and he's looking real bad. And that's the best player, second best player.
Now that you saying that, remember before we were saying whether Steph Curry's a point guard or not. Okay, more players today have to have a more point guard mentality. I think that's the point we're trying to make, right? Like if you don't got that mentality, you're gonna suffer. The Knicks don't have anybody with a point guard mentality.
I feel they was joking, right? I don't know if you watched it on TNT. There was like, should the Knicks play Derrick Rose?
No.
No, but what I'm saying, not play Derrick Rose, but that type of player. They don't have nobody who could really like create for others on multiple plays. I mean, Brunson got it here and there, but somebody who like shifty, get to the basket, dime. Like they need somebody who could create, bro.
The worst part of last night's game was in the third quarter. RJ Barrett had it going. I don't care about how many bad shots he's taking after that. He's the only one getting it going. Brunson was more concerned with getting his going after that. After he's seen Barrett get, he's that hot hand. He's not only the hot hand, he's getting foul calls. Once you see that, you gotta let him rock. You gotta let him go because now he's putting you in foul trouble. That's just easy basketball, bro.
But like I said it the other day, right? All balls, like he disagreed. I said like that's a problem you're not supposed to have in the second round of the playoffs. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's you're supposed to know like he going or like this is he rocking out even though it's my team, let him rock. This is not a time to like not knowing who to go to or not to go to. You feel me?
Yeah, bro. Mel, the reason why you're saying what you're saying is so important is because if Brunson is that guy, we all say, yo, he's the leader. How are you gonna go to Randall and say, yo, chill out? Well, he's gonna turn around and be like, nah. How come you chill out? So like nobody, and again, y'all will know better than me because I ain't lead no team like that. I was just going crazy in a park or whatever.
Right.
But nobody on the team in this era, what we just said, Zach, was if you have more players, that buy into the point guard mentality, because you can't just play point guard anymore. The Heat do have that. Like, and I'm not saying any one of them could run point. I'm saying that they're all trying to read the play, which is get the ball. Their plan is play the shot clock out and get that pass out until
once again. I said other day. I said the Knicks, they don't have an identity. You feel me? So they don't know who's going to do what when it's time, when shit gets tough. Who's going? It's just they hoping for. Whereas to the Heat, listen, you shoot, you create open shot, you shoot. We're gonna swing it. That's the identity. Everybody's
I'm gonna disagree,
and then everybody's happy with their role over there.
I'm gonna disagree. You know why? Because Grimes is shooting 10 3-pointers in March. I sound like a broken record.
Right.
When was that? When Randall sat down. He's the problem.
That's the issue. You can't what makes the NBA different. Well, a couple things. What they've done nowadays versus the past is either you have wings that you get in the pick and roll and you allow them to basically run the offense through the pick and roll and different actions, or you do what the Warriors done and some other teams done in the past, where the sets you run is your point guard, basically, right? You just need a guy to initiate that first pass. But then if you watch, they still play through Draymond a lot, right? Through the post, the split cuts. So he's kind of the de facto point guard, right? And how they run their system. So again, either you have the wings like Paul George and Kawhi, even LeBron, even though I thought LeBron was always more of a point guard with a power forward body, but LeBron is so unique. Like, he's the only one to play this style in history and win championships. Like, but that's your he's
the only guy to play be a point guard in a power
be like
forward
a
body?
Ball dominant guy that he's the offense, he's everything. and win chips because it's very hard to. It's very hard to do.
You know what's
one
funny?
Of the reasons why. Let me complete this thought. There's one of the reasons why I know knocking him. He hasn't won more chips,
right?
Because it's so hard to win like that. Go ahead, Rockstar Mill.
Yeah, before Mel,
Zach,
but that's why it's surprising to hear. That's why it's surprising to hear that Magic Johnson's usage rate was so low.
Like it didn't have to be high because one thing about Magic was he got the ball out of his hands quick.
Yo, but Zach, I didn't like maybe going off memory, the way he pounded the ball made it seem like he, yeah.
But he's just
God.
He's only pounding it, bringing it up. And how many times a game did they really bring it up versus him getting it out and going and the ball's gone?
Yeah.
And the only time he really held on to the ball was when they was waiting on Cap with the cross screen action or him posting up. And then, all right, we dump it to you. And then as Cap got older, we dump it to Worthy. So, no, the ball is not in his hands like that. He's orchestrating. Remember, LeBron, again, he's the only one not only to win one, but multiple championships where he orchestrates everything. He scores at a high level. That's what I think his greatness and his uniqueness is, not comparing him to everybody else. He's the only one to do that. So with that said, Randall is y'all best player. It's the NBA, right? And right, we know his flaws and all that, but the way the team's set up, he's y'all best player. But when you play through a guy like him in the playoffs, I'm gonna say something that sounds crazy. The playoffs slows down, but it also speeds up. And what I mean is the game slows down, but the intensity gets ratcheted up. The ability to have to think on the move gets ratcheted up. And he's a guy that is not suited to take you deep in the playoffs. Because let's just be real, not even as a Knicks, I know y'all are Knicks fans, who knows if y'all get out the first round if it's another matchup. The only teams I could see y'all beating this year was like a Cleveland or Atlanta. I don't think you could beat the other teams. Because what Miami does well is their offense is their point guard, and it's predicated on ball movement and reads. And to Rockstar Mel's point, everybody's comfortable with their roles and being unselfish. And then lastly, Randall, even on defense, and you can see how it just spreads. He's an undisciplined player, right? Remember the play where he closed out bad and Caleb Martin got the wide open dunk? Just stuff like that matters in the playoffs. So the question,
but Zach, that happened all year long,
right? But you can get by with that. But you can get by with that in the regular season because this is where it's conflicted. Because people can say, "Well, Zach, how's he all NBA?" Because he had that kind of regular season. But then when you get to the playoffs, this is where we see not only your strengths but mainly your flaws. And that's why, to bring this full circle, my point was to Knicks fans: you got Wembanyama coming out. And you got Scoot Henderson. If you're a Knicks fan, do you want to just have first round, possibly second round success, depending on the matchup, and that's it? Or would you rather try to tank 1 year to have the potential to get these two guys? That don't mean you still don't sign Brunson. Maybe you hold on to Barrett or however the pieces flow, because this is what's going to be the way this roster is constructed as long as Julius Randle is on the roster and Thibodeau is your coach. So my whole point was pick your poison. What do you want as a fan base? Championships or playoff appearances?
Mel, I'll keep you in your mic because something keeps dropping and it's loud. So
I don't know what I agree with Zach 1,000%, bro. Everything he said, I agree. Also, like he said, like you be saying, they've been doing this all season. Quickly been playing like they told us even. Randall been doing this all. Guess what? That's going to work against Minnesota. That's going to work against the Spurs. That's going to work against the mid to low teams. It's not working against these teams, bro. And like you said, your weakness and strengths are going to show. And it shows like he's not like you said, it shows your weakness. Like he's not sacrificing for the Knicks to win. Mm-hmm. He just keep on trying to play Randall basketball.
Yep.
He's not. And then, to touch on the LeBron subject, I agree with him on that too. Like the way he does is amazing. And then I feel like, be ball dominant like that, then plays that fit him. He got that right now. All LeBron, I feel like he changed the league. A team like niggas be like, Luka team is weak, the Dallas. I feel like that's a LeBron effect. Let Luka dominate the ball and a whole bunch of 3-and-D guys. That's stick D. That's the recipe with LeBron.
But it shows you how unique he is. because I think if Luka keeps this route, he's going to fail because he's not LeBron athletically to be able to carry that. And he hasn't even taken care of his body on the same level.
Yo, Zach, how ridiculous is a Luka LeBron? Like when they said it, I was like, are y'all crazy?
No, I said it, B, but I did it kind of uniquely. I call it the Evolution Equals Greatness podcast. And I took Magic, LeBron, and Luka. And I just showed how all three were child phenoms, right? They were the next great thing. And how all three, in my opinion, even with Luka was said and done, if he gets his body in order, he's going to change the game in a lot of ways. And I just showed the similarities and differences to their games. But to your point, Fabian, Magic and LeBron just got it. And I thought Luka had it coming out of the EuroLeague, but I think he needs a coach like he had in Europe that's going to demand discipline because that's what he's used to. Because, again, if you watch him play with his national team and you watch him play in the EuroLeague, two totally different players. That's still great, but goes about his business and his work different. He didn't got to the NBA. He realized playing offense is easy. I can just do this. I could do that, the rules. And it's like, yeah, that's true, Luka. And you could put up a lot of individual stats, but one can argue he's no different than the guy he was traded for in this draft. He's just bigger.
Right.
Trae Young.
So
he's just bigger.
I think when you put your metaphor spin on it, then he has a cool story to tell. But physically, when they were dead serious about, well, they started pointing to the stats and everything. I'm like, the way you put it, Zach, that's a story. That is, rags to riches. They were both, child phenom. That's a nice little
even
movie.
just the research part of it, their games, even the stats, they're very similar. They very are. It's hard to kind of wrap your mind around it aesthetically because of how differently all three play. But at that size to dominate the ball, they're all very similar. They're very similar. It just looks a little bit different. That's what I got the comparison. Some of the stuff people were saying was kind of ridiculous.
No, because defensively, LeBron's on a different level. Even as he's not a young LeBron. He's not going to get enough credit for just showing up on that court. Yeah, showing up on that court and being LeBron. Like, I didn't think it was super IQ on defense. It was like, damn, he's flying all over the place.
It was both.
Yeah,
it was both because he was always in position. I thought LeBron should have had at least one defensive player of the year. In that when he was in Miami, it's definitely both. And again, you saw it last night when he just called out the hammer play, and it showed when Draymond was so focused on running the play. When the play obviously wasn't going to work, bro, just take the layup. He was at the rim, and then we'll regroup. Just take the layup.
He didn't even look to. That's
didn't
crazy.
even look to score because he was so focused on running the play, and that's when you got to be a basketball player. Okay, we're going to run this hammer play, but if I get to the basket and I can see that it's not really there, I'm going to shoot this layup. But that's where it comes down to he's not a score-first guy. He's a pass-first guy.
But Zach, how crazy is it that LeBron was like, well, he ain't going for a layup anyway. Yo, AD, watch this play.
That's why I'm saying that's where the IQ part comes in. He knew that. He knew it.
He's going with tendencies.
I love, and people think I don't like LeBron. I just don't think he's better than Jordan. But I love LeBron, and I just want people for the rest of his career just to give him the proper perspective when we're talking about him and the realistic expectations. It's not that I don't enjoy him, but I just don't think the expectations is realistic all the time anymore.
And I just think that the comparisons to Jordan is dumb. I've been saying that for years. I hate when people be bringing it up. I'm like, if you're gonna compare him. He's more of an upgraded version of Magic because he has the ball in his hands. He's running the plays more.
Well, I like the comparison. I
get it as far as the love of the game and stuff like that. Yeah, they're very smart. I get that. But their games are totally different. That's all I'm saying.
No, 1,000%, but
that's what I'm saying. I see it more in Magic and LeBron because they're first passers, but they're both kind of underrated as scorers. Because if you go to Magic and say, yo, I need 30 points tonight, he's gonna give it to you. You go to LeBron and say, yo, I need 20, he's gonna give it to you.
But I just enjoy. I mean, it's just basketball talk. I think that's my problem with the Luka thing. Yeah. He has a lot of potential to be in that conversation, But LeBron, to me, for me, as soon as he got to the league, I'm like, oh no, he's in the conversation with Magic and Jordan when they first came to the league. This is amazing.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I mean by like the Jordan comparison is deserve it. Nah, we want to see if you can match up against this. This is our greatest. This is our GOAT. You hate to break it to you, LeBron. You call yourself the chosen one, right? You accepted this task. Yeah. This is what it is. So I'm with that.
It's two different conversations: style of play versus career. Right. You know and that's where it gets different. But now I'm sitting here and I'm watching the Lakers. I'm like, in this era where offense is first, can they get all the way to the finals and ultimately win it playing defensive first basketball?
Hold on, Zach. This is old man game.
No, like, it is.
Like, yo, on a fast break, the Lakers go like this. If you get the ball and they get a turnover and you get a fast break, the Lakers go, all right, you got that. We're going to walk it back up and play the old man game. Straight. Yeah. They're taking on, as much as I was saying, this is all on AD's health. It's also right up there. It has to be LeBron's mental. Just being the old man in the park, bodying you.
No, and it comes down to what we're saying, too. It's a slim margin of error, but it doesn't mean they can't pull it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's two totally different things. Mm-hmm. The margin of error is slim, but, man, bro, like, I'm watching this, and I'm like, if AD is going to anchor the defense like this and LeBron can say, all right, they need me. I think the mistake he made, though, in game 2, I don't think it benefits them for him to burst in the first quarter. He needs to be able to save that burst, in my opinion. If they need it in the second quarter because things is getting out of hand, then maybe. But ideally, you want him to burst either the third or the fourth. If everybody else can keep it where it needs to be and LeBron can burst in the second half, pick a quarter, because that's what it's been, then they get out of there. And then it looks like the Lonnie Walker, you just added another person, right? So even if Lonnie Walker's off, maybe Austin Reeves may be on. Maybe D'Lo might travel this game. So now you added another person that can go off instead of just relying on those two and AD. So I think the Lakers have a recipe to get to the chip. I really do.
I think after watching the first game at home was game 3. There's just a pass that LeBron had where Steph Curry comes to the paint, and he just floated it like a little floater to AD into the paint so he could catch it, and he knew he was gonna get it over Steph Curry. The way you say he's picking his spots, I was saying the same thing because game 3 he didn't shoot till the end of the second quarter. He didn't shoot his first field goal attempt, so he's like, I don't want to. It seems like he's really playing chess. I ain't showing you the same thing I showed you yesterday. So I don't know.
He's just really reading it. That's why when people were trying to use that to say he wasn't this, he didn't shoot in the first quarter, I'm like, nah, y'all missed it. They didn't need him to shoot. So, and he's saving that. I think it doesn't benefit him to go all out in the first and second quarter. Just pick your spots, get a lather, get a rhythm. I'm not saying don't shoot at all, but I don't think it benefits them for him to give you that 3 to 4 or that 3 to 5 minute burst of just, this is the LeBron we all stop using the word easily. That's the part that no, they're not going to beat them easily.
That's what triggers our generation. I noticed that. Like when I'm on Twitter,
I don't like easily.
That's just what we do. That's a New York thing, man. That we started this whole, the way we talk is like, you're trash. Everything is an exaggeration. But that word triggers me too. Like, easily, get out of here. Easily, they're not easily beating Golden State, even if it's 4-1. That was not an easy game yesterday.
No,
that was all chess
about it.
All chess to the final whistle. All chess. Like, and yeah, he's picking his spots. I forgot what I was gonna say. Go ahead, Zach. My bad.
He's picking his spots. And
I'm saying right here. LeBron showing his experience in IQ. It's not just that to me. It's not just that to me. Because Chris Paul got experience in IQ. It's not just that. He's actually able to do it. That is the difference between you as old man. Yeah. That's why he's the best 38-year-old. Sorry. I know people want to make the argument for Kareem and Mike at 4. No. They couldn't use their IQ, and then the first thing you hear about when the people get older, yo, I tried to make that step, man. My heart and my mind wanted to, but my feet just couldn't move. And with LeBron, he still got a little bit to go.
It's funny because people that are Jordan guys or even LeBron guys, I remember it really well. They're almost the same parallel when Jordan was with the Wizards. LeBron's roster is obviously way better.
Good point.
But before they had to start scoping Mike's knee, and that was pretty much the beginning of the end, he was still, because again, he affected the game so much with his scoring, right? So he was doing things. And remember, they only missed the playoffs each year by a couple games. So technically, if it was today, they would have been playing team. But it's closer than people realize. I'll say this, though. LeBron's sheer physical size is still an imposing thing and still an advantage that he has, that he's just bigger than people. So even when he didn't, quote unquote, really get past Steph on that last drive, he just kind of put Steph on him and like, let's just go for this ride. And Steph is just following him the whole time. And he almost made a 3-point play in the fourth quarter. So that's the difference between those two at this stage of his career. Is one is just physically still imposing, and he knows how to still impose his will when it's time to. I wanted to say something about the Knicks Heat thing real quick.
Before you move on, please remember that I'm gonna have to give my first retraction of the retraction. That was a great point, because Jordan, I don't care what anybody says, on the Wizards, yeah, we look at him a certain way, and he was under 50%. That's what really drove his career average below 50% for his career. But he did not have a team, and he was pretty amazing. Just super skilled. The way he would pick his spots, it was just old man Mike. But that two-handed smack of Ron Mercer's layup on the backboard,
that was crazy.
That was nuts.
And he turned the ball over, if I'm not mistaken. Then he turned the ball over on the other side.
And ran back.
Ran him down. The truth is in the middle with that, Fabian.
Yeah, no. I take it back. I think Kareem, LeBron, and Jordan are the supreme athletes, superior minds, super IQs, and they just remember Kareem's the first guy to start eating fish and shit. Like he was a vegan. Like that matters. LeBron, $1 million on this. We hear the same thing every year. Jordan was. Come on now, this guy was working out on the set of his movies and everything. So
he always kept him broke well.
And built a gym in the middle.
But that has to. I mean, wouldn't you? I mean, see, that's the part where I go to people when we get too judgmental, like you saying, Zach. I like that you brought me to Zen. The Z stands for Zen, because would I really be doing that if I was an athlete? I don't know. It's very easy to say this with this mic in front of me with these headphones on. But I don't know if I'd have the same level of motivation as a Michael Jordan. I don't know that. People just love to talk like that. When we compare them, that's why they're and we're talking about, once again, who are they? The three best.
Yeah. And I think Kareem was 35, 36 when he won that finals MVP. Last one. Mm-hmm. And I just think to win arguments, we tend to exaggerate nowadays. And I think the Jordan years. Go ahead, Turbo.
And you got to remember that game, because I saw the documentary. They did it, and when they won in Boston, it was like 1,000 degrees. I don't know how Kareem just kept it going.
Yeah, no air conditioning in the garden for real. Yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah, like when I heard stories like, yo, it'll be like 100 degrees, and then it was funny because they said, yo, we ain't staying at no hotel. Yo, we are winning this game in Boston. Don't only bring one pair of clothes, because we ain't coming back. We ain't coming back for a game 7. We gonna close it out and we getting the hell out of here.
We getting out of
hotels with ninjas, setting alarms at 3 a.m. in the morning and all that. I was like, wow.
Remember your next point, Zach?
No, I still do, but just to kind of put a bow in this, I just think, again, we exaggerate things, whether you're a Jordan guy, LeBron guy, to win arguments. And the Jordan thing with the Wizards was a failure. Mainly started with Shannon Sharpe in the mainstream media and people like Nick Wright, who are more LeBron guys, and they exaggerate what really happened. And if you try to bring up the truth, you're seeing as being used excuses. But I think the truth, like I always said, is in the middle. Mike wasn't Mike like we were accustomed to, but it wasn't a failure either. And I always argue when I say this.
And he wasn't. Mike wasn't terrible at all.
It just wasn't. It just wasn't what we were used to. But I always ask the question to LeBron people, and they don't want to answer it. So you give Mike Anthony Davis instead of Jahidi White. You give Mike Carmelo for a year. You give Mike Lonnie Walker, like, for example. You give him an Austin Reeves. They had none of that because we look back at it and don't understand that Rip Hamilton only got to be Rip Hamilton when he got to Detroit, and they made that offense to fit his skill set. Jerry Stackhouse was an empty volume player for years until he got to Dallas and kind of got a role, right? So, Christian Laettner started on that team. It was just a completely different team. But the Knicks point, I'm just watching them, and I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do big picture? And then I'm looking at the series, and I'm trying to figure out, outside of Knicks fans, how did y'all think y'all was going to beat Jimmy Butler and those guys? Because the playoffs is just about having dudes. And just in general, people who was picking the Knicks, I just didn't understand it. Outside of the fan base, I get it as a fan.
No. You want me to answer that?
Yeah, like, how was they doing that? I was confused.
Just straight rebounding. They're getting bullied on the boards, Zach. They have 4 or 5 back-to-back offensive rebounds.
On one possession, which is crazy.
There's no way I would have bet on that. That's bad. Like,
but some of it is just effort. I wouldn't even say they getting out bullied. If the guy comes flying in from the weak side and you didn't attempt to check him out or box him out, then it's like, what are you doing? I see that a lot from them.
But again, that's the thing. If that's your strength, we're number 3 in the league in rebounding, number 4 in the league in free throw attempts.
Mm-hmm.
We don't hit the free throw, so all I expect to do is get the free throw attempts, put you in your front court in foul trouble. Randall, Barrett, Brunt, that's what your job is to do. Put them in foul trouble and extend our possessions, the time of possession. Who's doing that? The Heat are doing that.
Yeah,
they're getting us in foul trouble. They fouled both of our guys out yesterday, damn near, and they're getting offensive rebounds. They're using our game against us. I did not expect that, Zach. No, I did not. Sorry. I really didn't.
I mean, I didn't think Miami would close them out in potentially 5 games, but I just felt like Jimmy Butler is just, and I'm looking at this situation, like, if they get out of here early, get him some rest, Philly and Celtics is poised to go 7, like, and Spo gets some time to game plan. It wouldn't be surprised if Butler can get them to the finals, man.
Yo, you know what? This might be the year. And people laughed at me. I said, we may see, and it looks like we might see a 7th and 8th seed in the finals this year. It's damn near possible.
Good point.
An 8th seed can win a championship. I said it's going to happen. It's going to happen at some point.
That's why I don't think Pelinka is as bad as people make him out to be. And I think the reason why I say that is I don't think people understand the Lakers franchise as a franchise. Right. Like, they're the only team still owned like a mom and pop's franchise. They're not owned by billionaires.
No.
The Bucks family makes their money, most of their riches now from the Lakers. So it's a different animal when you're making certain types of moves. And then they knew when you commit to LeBron, there's certain things you're going to have to do. Now, we can all say that doesn't mean you get everything right? We all agreed the Westbrook thing probably wasn't going to work.
No.
All right, so that's on Pelinka and them. But for him to be able to retool this roster like he's had throughout the years and keep them, as long as those two are healthy, and keep them in contention, like, is he the greatest GM ever? Probably not, but he's not trash like people try to make it out to be.
No.
And I don't think Jenny and them are as bad as owners as people make it out to be, because I don't think people understand the structure and why they're ran the way they're ran. This is not a billionaire that made his money or her money in tech, and this is our toy. Like, no, this is the family business. So we're going to make decisions based on not only just being competitive, but bringing in a certain type of revenue and making sure the fans are happy with the product to keep coming in.
And Zach, you just made a good point, because it's pretty similar like the Knicks, because it's more of a mom and pop, operation too, because Dolan inherited the Knicks from his dad.
But where do they get their money from, though?
cable vision. It was the cable network. That's mostly what it is. His father, Jim Dolan, was I want to say it's mostly the cable network because a
But
bunch
that's my
of deals.
point. They didn't even have that. The buses don't really have that for real like that.
Right, because the father, he really, if you saw, I mean, that's all true. Part of it, I know the HBO series was mad exaggerated or a comical cartoon. Like, even though that guy, the owner, what's his name, Jeff Pearlman, the author, he came out and pretty much defended it, and it doesn't seem like it's that far off. Jerry West just seemed to be.
No, it was just a lot of antics and stuff going on. But the basis of how the franchises ran is one of the more unique ran franchises that has that kind of historical pedigree and that kind of success. And I think, again, it just shows the difference between, I think the Knicks big picture is going to be fine because I like what you have in the front office big picture. It's just the question is, you can't run this back with Randall and Thibodeau. I just don't know how you do that.
Heck no.
One of them have to go, if not both. One definitely has to go. You can't bring both of them back next season. It's not possible.
No, and it depends on, like, going back to your Lakers point though. Yes, they should. Pelinka should get more credit because they won the bubble ring, despite how we call it the bubble ring. Just revamped the whole team, and now they're back again in contention. Like, when I think at the mid-season we were all done with the Lakers. Then they made the trade, and they're back in contention, number one defense in the league. And you got to give them credit for that. Like, you have
they got
to.
Vanderbilt, they got Beasley. Then they was able to get D'Lo. Like, those was like, that was good.
Those were solid moves.
With they didn't have a lot of draft capital. They was able to hold on to some of their picks.
Yeah.
They didn't have tons of assets to move and do all these kind of things with.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have kept the whole Kuzma and everybody. I think the original championship run instead of trading him for Westbrook. But I think what ruined them more than anything is AD's health. So they kind of got lucky while they were experimenting with AD not being.
I think Kuzma had to go. And we love the talent, but you're not going to get that Kuzma with them as long as LeBron is the main guy in how LeBron plays. And Kuzma's not mature enough, in my opinion, to give you what you think you're going to get from him as a Laker versus him as a Wizard.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I think it kind of works out anyway. Like, they figured it out. And I think that's my deal with going back to your point. I didn't want to forget that, bringing it back to the Knicks. When you're saying, do we want a championship or what was the other option?
Or just to make the playoffs every year. Because with this roster will just make the playoffs. Y'all should be a playoff team with this roster every year. But you guys are going to be upset because it's not going to be what you ultimately want, which is a parade down what's the street?
Madison or Broadway.
Yeah, like, it's not going to end in that. So you have to ask, what do you want as a fan? And I thought this year's draft was those two guys, especially the number one, was so special. Why not roll the dice for that?
To be honest, if you're a Miami Heat fan, what we just say, they don't go against Spoelstra. Like, I would love to be that. I don't care. To be honest, I think we overrate championships. Bro, that, like you just said, look everything that happens for a championship to actually work, to win. That's why I say what we want about Giannis's press conference, but he's like, bro, like, mentally, I'm a winner. That's all I want. When we see the effort, like, Randall, you're not a winner. Like, you can tell that now.
That's the thing. So the question is, it's a different uniqueness though of NY. It's always the underlying pressure of wanting, because, and again, the reality is, and I've said this in the podcast, and New York Knicks got mad, but I'm just going off the reality. The reality is, if this team was in any other city, we wouldn't be hailing it the way we do. You guys have been very average over the years. If we look at the amount of playoff appearances, if we look at the amount of championships,
you're being nice
over the time. No, I'm just saying it's middle of the road. I don't think y'all below average. I think it's a middle of the road franchise that had
the last 20 years. It's been Sacramento and us.
But I'm even include like the Ewing years, the Bernard King years.
My lifetime, like our lifetime.
Yeah. You guys have been, well, I would say even since y'all won the last chip, but y'all been a middle of the road franchise. But the way they treated and moved, because it's New York City, is almost like y'all still like the Lakers success or the Bulls success of the 90s or the Spurs success. And it's like, no, y'all not really that. So the question you have to ask yourself is, do y'all want to be that? Do you want it to match? That's why I asked you the question. Do you want to be building, if not every year, every 3 to 5 years, right? Towards chips, or do you want to just make the playoffs?
If you asking me, right, I just think we're gonna root for anybody. We turn anybody into a household name. And
do you want chips, or do you want to just make the playoffs?
I want culture. I want what the Heat got. I want what the San Antonio Spurs have.
So
I don't want that bullshit.
But if it predicts, so for you, if it produces consistency, and y'all might let's say, we'll put it like this, Fabian. What if y'all don't win the chip, but y'all at least make the finals a couple times?
If to be honest, I don't even like this is my example. Like with the Clippers and with the Lakers, I don't want that. What happened with Brooklyn? That's a very dicey thing. Like you're just banking on two superstars.
I'm looking at just Miami. Miami, whether it's the LeBron years or the Butler years, they've been able to be in decent contention to at least make the conference finals, or if not the finals, and win it when it was LeBron and those guys. So when you say the Heat example as far as culture, you still got to have the right people in place culture-wise to continue to build that kind of. Because remember, the Heat is the first team that LeBron. Well, we could add Cleveland now because they just did it recently. But before Cleveland making the playoffs, and it was through the draft and getting Donovan Mitchell. But if we keep it a buck, Miami was the first one.
Cupcakes in the building.
Shout out to Miles for Cupcakes.
And wish her a happy belated birthday. Her birthday was on Sunday. So happy belated birthday. We're on live. I know.
Yes.
All that, so happy belated birthday.
I gotta get on Daddy Duty in a second. I actually gotta mail a package out to you.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, I just landed here though. But what I'm saying, when you're saying the Heat, they were able to rebuild on the fly without the losing LeBron, and I would say they even did a better job than the Cavs, because to get a Jimmy Butler to want to become a part of your organization, that's what you're talking about with culture, and why I think the Knicks are much better now than they were 5 years ago. I don't know if that culture still says that yet. I don't know that. That's the question.
That's my problem. Again, 4 years ago when Carmelo left, the way we traded Porzingis, I don't know what happened between them, but I didn't like the way it went down. The way we're losing right now. I don't like the way that we're losing. Julius Randle should not be talking like. Somebody should be checking that. If somebody's not checking that, who's not checking? The person that's supposed to be checking it. So that is all culture. So for me, I don't like rooting for that. Like, we're supposed to be the smartest fan base. It ain't just, I don't think it's all hype about New York. I think we're such a crazy melting pot that, we have the nutcases that we're going to hype the team up.
I don't think it's hype. I don't want you to think, I don't think it's hype. What I'm saying is, as somebody from Chicago, I can recognize it. Y'all carry a certain bravado because you guys are so big and have so many different types of people. Y'all contribution to a lot of different cultures is just different than everybody else's. It's the first in a lot of ways because of what it is.
Of course.
Versus like Chicago is a big city, but I tell people all the time it's a small city feel. That's why I can be from the far east side and know people all the way on the west side of Chicago and know people really well and move because it's that Mississippi down home ties type of thing. New York is not like that.
No,
New York is not like that.
I think the thing is going back to the melting pot thing. We have every single culture here. I'm from Queens. In Queens, this is the most diverse place on planet Earth.
And you know what? Even though y'all have the separation stuff, like I know y'all do, y'all have different neighborhoods and all this. Y'all are way more diverse than we are. Like Chicago is still like the third or second most segregated city in the country.
Damn, see, we always get into some real talk, man.
We have the same culture you have. We have Chinatown. We have Little Italy. Like, we have the same stuff. It's just a little bit smaller than you guys, but we have the same stuff here. It's just that we all don't be together like that.
I gotta say this here, Turbo, but Zach especially. I want to say it here. We gotta announce it because I want to put it up. Boom. We gotta work on the show. We gotta work on the concept every week. Once a week.
Even Flea, like I was on Flea's platform last night, man.
That was a dope interview. We said that earlier. That was a dope interview.
I've already listened to it 4 times, and to be honest with you, I'm not one of those people that go back and rewatch myself like that. I'm not, feeling.
I hate doing that too, even with my own episodes.
The way he made me feel, the questions he asked, it felt like almost like a therapy session for me personally.
And his voice.
I think we have to figure something out where even if it isn't
I like
a
your
weekly
voice.
thing, if it's like a twice a month thing, where we
But
kind of all can just do something.
Because we all grown up. So for us, right now, it's we haven't named the show yet, but it's me, Dom, Flea, and All Ball Sundays. We just worked that out on the schedule. Boom. And we forgot to like really promote it that way. But this kind of conversation is different. And I can see Flea involved. I just want to make it make sense. How can we have, because the last time it was talent versus skill. It's just this in-depth thing. Because I'm tired of seeing, all right, the Ringer and all these other guys. Yo, we talking about we just as good.
Mm-hmm.
We just as good. They just got, like I told Dom the other day, the difference is when you come up with an idea, they got 10 editors on deck. That's Disney you're dealing with. You're dealing with Spotify money. What are you talking about? So the more like, AllBall TV, I want it to be the Ringer. I want it to be that so everybody gets their shine. Like I see Ryan Russillo's podcast, but it says the Ringer underneath. Everybody should have that. That's what Wu-Tang is about. That's what the Diplomats were about. Once they have that Diplomats logo, they're gonna sell. So, but I was just saying that because even Smiles for Cupcake said that. That's what she was shouting us out for. A great conversation.
Yeah.
But again, that's culture. Like even if we bug out on here, like if somebody curses each other out, it's like, all right, well, we done fighting. All right, what's the point of this? Like we got to get to the point. We still got to, even if you get to a fist fight, meet up somewhere. All right, cool. But we still got to dead all that because we know what to do already. We know what makes this.
Like for the first time, I was telling my wife, just hitting it off with you guys and Flea. I said, man, they gonna make me really want to come to NYC. Like I got to get to NYC this summer.
And Flea's in Houston.
Yeah, that's what he said. And obviously I wanted to come and hoop and enjoy the culture. But to be honest with you, I never had a huge desire to want to come to NYC. It's just too many people, too busy. I don't have alleys. It's just different, So
we do have alleys, but I don't think you want to go there.
I don't think they like our alleys.
Oh, nah, your alleys sound crazy. Your back blocks, that's like Brownsville back blocks, it sounds like.
Yeah, like because that's where your garage is. That's where you could pull your car into the alley. Put it like this: when I lived in the city with our house, I didn't park in my garage. I parked on the street because I'm used to, I just don't go through alleys like that. Like you could drive cars through our alleys, like really get through. It's like almost a smaller street when I say we have alleys.
Oh shit! So that's probably where the term back alley came from.
Yeah, it's not just space for people to walk through. No, like pull your SUV down the alley and back into your garage. You got that kind of space. When I say we have alleys, and we don't have to put our trash on the curb unless you live in a couple different areas. For the most part, the trash trucks come through the alleys, the garbage trucks. They pick up the trash through the alleys.
Rockstar Mel's mad because Zach got an interview before you. Yeah, Zach. Yeah, Mel, because you're gonna be yelling about crazy shit the whole time. We don't know. But yo, I gotta get running. I truly come on, man. Nah, I appreciate you, man.
This was dope.
I know everybody's busy, and just the kind of conversations we be having, like we said, that's what the AllBall stands for. So I just appreciate y'all. I was hoping that the mic thing worked. I'm just trying to get everything going because, like I said, we on Spotify. We're everywhere now. All the podcasts. I'm using the Spotify, which used to be Anchor. I was trying to Podbean thing, but F all that, man. We on here, though.
I just switched to Captivate FM. I'm going to give them a try. It was very reasonable, very easy to use. Gave me a website. You could integrate WordPress with it if you want to write. This is my first week trying them out. And it was easy to kind of migrate everything over there. You can make it where you can have as many shows as you want on there, so they won't charge you. And then you can delegate who has what responsibilities. So if you're like the main administrator, you can make it where Dime can go in and change his shows and different things, but he can't like delete episodes. He can't just like hypothetically, let's say, I know he wouldn't, but let's say Dime get mad. He can't just go in there and just start messing up stuff. Like you could delegate who has what power with the site. So I like that side of it as well. It's called Captivate FM.
Okay, another .fm. So even with that, I'm trying to I wanted to get these guys going with the Canva tutorial, and even I'm learning Adobe Express. They're like a fake. That's like Adobe's version of Canva. So I want to show everybody how to make merch. It's so simple for us to just go out here.
How you think I do these hats and stuff? It's all Canva, and even finding my style with the videos is all Canva, along with I'll give you this other jewel, the captions app.
Or you use captions?
You have to.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you the latest, the best app is CapCut.
I mean, they're all kind of same, but it needs to be some form of AI because what makes captions dope, not so much how the captions look and all that, like that's cool, but what they're really good at is giving you SEO titles. So every title they produce, for the most part, all them videos on YouTube do a minimum of 1,000. They got it down to a science, how to give you good SEOs. And then there's other creative things you can do within it where it has built-in AI. It'll give you ideas for topics and then write the whole transcript for you.
Right.
And you could set it up like I forget what they call that machine, I'm blanking. When you a teleprompter. And you can sit there and read the transcript and have your pictures and however you want to do it. So long as it's something dealing with AI, you can't go wrong. Because mainly, like I said, the SEO is what's king, and that's what's been doing well. As long as Instagram and Facebook is different, you got to always pay attention to what's going on with the algorithm. But as far as YouTube and just getting searched out, like on Google and stuff, yeah, they give you dope SEO titles and descriptions. Sometimes you got to tweak it because it don't make complete sense. You might have to change 1 or 2 words, but the gist of what's being searched is going to always do well. So
you're using captions for that guy? I was using vidIQ.
I use it on my phone, captions.
Okay.
I got to figure out how to start doing stuff more on the computer. I'm so used to doing everything on my phone, but it works. It works.
I got 3,000 subscribers, but don't know how to go live. I need someone to teach me how to get my subscribers to tap in. Are you referring to YouTube Rockstar Mel or like what are you referring to? Because all you need to do is go on StreamYard. Like StreamYard, you got a free version of it. That's nothing. And if you do, that's crazy. And now you know what I got to do too, Zach, because you got StreamYard too.
Yeah, I use the paid version though, because you just get more. Yeah, you get more stuff with it. But so it's like what, $19 a month? It ain't crazy.
None. So I could actually, damn, I gotta go to the options on here. I can make it so that we can simulcast from both. Yeah. I can allow you. I didn't know that until like a month ago.
Yeah, like I don't go live as much as I used to, but I use a pre-recorded option. So when I want to re-show old content, I just pick one of my old videos and repurpose it to be shown on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and my Facebook page, especially my Facebook page, because my Facebook page is going crazy. It's mostly negative comments, but the engagement is nuts on Facebook. I got 3 videos now that's almost approaching over 30,000, and then my LeBron and AD videos almost at 80,000, and that was almost 2 months ago. I posted that. So, and
you're using the captions to create the title and the video. So I might have to look into that because I need, like, it's tiresome looking for all that. Also, that's part of the game people don't know. You got to create a title on YouTube, create a description, create the tags. If they're doing all that,
you go on Instagram and you search the certain thing you're trying to look and see what content creators is doing that, and then you follow those people, and then you won't miss a beat. And it's more key to have that kind of stuff on your timeline than just personal stuff, unless you're like really following a person and you're interacting with that person. Right. If you got a bunch of other stuff on there, not even saying crazy stuff, like if you following a bunch of girls because you want to look at ass all day, or, you know, stuff that don't line up with each other. If you're a content creator, you should be following mainly people in your niche and other content creators to give you ideas to help. And that way they'll keep showing you stuff and then sending that stuff out to people. So it's almost like you got to have a page for just what you're doing, and then a personal page if you want to do personal stuff. That's why I don't really follow people back on Instagram no more unless I really mess with you on that level, like we doing business or something, because it doesn't help me to follow a bunch of people on my Z Show page. It doesn't help the Z Show. You almost want to have a separate page. Everything should be what you're doing.
Right.
Or especially what you posting. If you notice, I don't post anything else on the Z Show. I mean, I don't share my personal life for real anyway, but I don't post anything else but content.
Right.
on the Z Show page.
And we have to now. Rockstar Mel says YouTube, like when I'm live on here, get my followers tap in. I think the only way to do that is when we do it directly from the YouTube. Like when we go live, or Rockstar Mel's right here. When we go live, Rockstar is
wouldn't he have to share it on his side?
How would he share that though? On his YouTube page, he would have to like repost it.
Yeah.
So that's what you do on you know what? We could do it live right now. I got 3 minutes. Let me see.
Oh, that's what it is. I just looked at it. So if I hit the more button on stream or it says stream to your audience, it's really easy if you already on StreamYard because it will stream it to whoever you are. Like you could pick your page, I think.
He got to be on StreamYard then because he's on right now.
Yeah, I'm almost
StreamYard. And what is that, an app or that's
the app we're talking on now. That's what we're on right now.
So you see,
so how does that work? Does my I post that on my YouTube page? How do I get people?
No, StreamYard gives you the options to connect. The more money you spend opens up the different options. I'm not sure if the free option allows you to stream to like your other sites, you know, like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter, right? I don't think Instagram is on there, right, Fabian? Instagram ain't on there yet.
They just made it on there for Reels and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, but the point being is, if you get the one that's like $19.99 a month, you can add YouTube. So every time you go live from your link, it'll go out to your followers. And I'm not 100% sure, but just looking at this, if you tap that button at the bottom where it says more, it says stream to your audience. So I'm already guessing when you hit that button, it says log in or sign up for free. So I'm pretty sure if you log in or sign up for free, it should connect you to your YouTube audience and show them that you're live.
Hold on. Hold on a second. Rage Man said, unblock me, Zach. Let's refollow each other. Water under the bridge.
Yeah, he was wilding one day. So, and one thing about me, I'll talk to you and stuff, but you're not gonna mess up my social media wilding.
Right.
Not saying he was being disrespectful. It was just getting on my nerves, so I just blocked him.
Facts. My page don't deter from my content. Yeah, you gotta keep it.
I got you, Rage Man. Give me a second. I got you.
Damn. Yeah, we got to do like a tutorial for that too, like a simple video. Because even with people were struggling to get on. What happened, Mel? Oh my, hold on. Let me look at you in here.
I don't know. I try to listen to Zach, and it just shut off. I don't know. I went to the more stream to your audience, and it just went somewhere else. I try to figure it out though, but I just
You know what you can do? Look, real quick. Go to our video, right? Present, share. Okay, so this is us right now on YouTube. All right.
Right.
So I'm just taking the share button, and then you could create post, and then you just write like, "Yo, tap in."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that automatically go on my YouTube.
Exactly. It'll come up as a post on your YouTube channel.
I see you guys.
All right, Z Money.
Yes, sir.
You see it? Oh, my bad, Zach. What happened?
No, I was talking to my children.
Ah, okay. My bad. You'll probably have to leave the app, but before you go, like when you in the comments first, Rage Man, you press the share button and you create posts and then put like, yo, tap in with me, all ball family. You talking basketball or whatever the comment. Whatever,
I'm pretty sure. That makes sense.
Yeah, so then they'll get on. So that's one way to do it. But we gotta.
I'm gonna have this. Okay.
You have what?
Nah, go ahead.
Now I was trying to listen to you. You say I'm gonna have this.
Nah, I want it to be like part of my lifestyle. Like when I'm on here, like, you know, part of this is something I do on a regular, but let everybody know, you know. So that's how I was.
It's all in how you want to do it.
And then you can go live. You could go live on Instagram and Facebook at the same time, right?
Nah, I only do it because, like, let's say you go live on IG right now. I'll tap into your IG, but I'll stream it on StreamYard. Like I'll share it. Like the same way you saw me share that page from Facebook, our YouTube video right now. I would share what I see on Instagram and do it that way.
Let me look at my StreamYard because I didn't know Instagram was even an option.
Nah, it just became.
Yeah, y'all was live last night, right? Y'all was live, and y'all was live on Instagram, but I was watching it on YouTube. I'm like, that's dope. I didn't know you could do that.
But you can't stream automatically. I gotta do it. I gotta take an extra step to do that.
Set it up.
Yeah. Now right now, Zach, what's happening is you could I think it's in beta mode. The StreamYard
that
thing.
makes sense.
Yeah, they want to, but only for reels. So you could chop up the videos that you have on StreamYard and then send it to Instagram as a reel. You can't stream yet because they're not letting you do that. Remember, Instagram's streaming is whack. That shit is like it's outdated. It was never meant to be a video site. Remember, it started off as a picture joint. So Facebook is different. Facebook is, remember, Mark Zuckerberg is an evil genius.
Yeah,
so he's trying to
if
make
I look
everything.
at it now, I got my Facebook, my LinkedIn, my YouTube, Twitch is on here, and my Twitter.
I have Twitter, and Twitter, you can't even choose that option to Periscope unless you do it from here. I haven't seen anything else do it live on Twitter except for StreamYard. Like
Reels and Shorts is where it's at, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, but you gotta make that. Like, that's editing. So you gotta just like say
that should take 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Nah, it depends on what you do. Like what I do, it takes a couple minutes.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because I'm adding all the sauce to it. Now, if you just take the last,
true. Yeah, you put the background and all that.
Yeah, if you
got to figure out
seconds,
how to make it work for you, and more importantly, does the message connect too? Because you could have Steven Spielberg make a short, but if your message ain't talking about nothing, nobody gonna watch it. Yeah. I made it where the whole process, if I do it right, it'll take me 15 minutes. That's me shooting a minute content, then putting it on my iPhone, breaking it down on iMovie, then going to Canva. I already know what I'm gonna use on Canva because they already have Reels as the template, and I already know how I want to do it. Right. And then just knock it out from there. That's another editing app. Yeah, that's an editing app.
Yep. Editing and graphic design.
I literally, if I feel like a certain way, like something positive, I'm always on some positive love stuff. I might edit it, take off the watermarks, and then I just post it. On Instagram, I'm not gonna lie, I be selling love and sex on Instagram. I do music, and most of my shit is for the ladies. So that's what I do on Instagram. But literally, I've been going viral on both my YouTube. I got like a few videos that's got like 500K. Instagram, I hit like a million video, another 800 mil. So I'm trying to like get. But I'm saying, and then I'm getting random followers. Like we was on live with AllBall. Like my two of my posts went viral, right? Mm-hmm. And I just been getting like 1,000 random people follow me. So we was live on AllBall. And somebody, tap me in. AllBall, like, I don't know who this is. I'm like, I don't know who this is either. It must be one of your followers. But it was one of my new followers just tweaking, like somebody random. But it was like, I liked it, but I didn't like it. But I got new audience. I'm growing. The audience is growing bigger. So I'm trying to get everybody to tap in. It's grow my channel and your channel at the same time. Type. You feel me? Everybody's channel. Everybody.
See, everybody, like, that's what. So we got to do more of these videos, Zach. And we got to just figure out a time. That's why I did the group chat. I sent it to you, right, Zach?
Yeah.
It's just that
I'm not a big group chat person.
Me either. That shit goes crazy.
No, but I always look at the message to see if there's anything worth responding to. But if it ain't, I'm the type I'm not gonna respond. I'll just
but that's I was telling AllBall, listen, we need the group chat because this is us. We're the ones tapping in, going live all the time. Why we should be engaging on YouTube.
Right.
Bottom line, because the engagement is what's gonna get us monetized on here.
Even on, I feel like even when AllBall will go live, y'all go live and be like, we're going back live on after the next game. Instead of saying that, I feel like it'll be better like to post it and have everybody share it, and then I feel like that'll get more traction. Just an idea to throw out there. You feel me?
I probably gotta send it to Rage Man, the group chat, because I think he's or maybe he got blocked. Because Zach is in it. That's what you get, Rage Man. Stop living up to your name. Rage Man blocked me before.
Let me see.
Because he's a Kyrie nut.
He's gonna be going crazy. That's enough. Let me be quiet.
Let me see. Let me make sure.
What happened?
Huh?
You letting the cat out the bag?
No, I was just saying, like, I'm gonna be real, right? Y'all, as a sports platform or whatever you consider yourself, right? I looked at an AllBall page, right?
Mm-hmm.
I looked up, right? I know niggas is LeBron haters as well, but even though you hate, like, he has no LeBron content on his page. He has one from like the latest one, like March, and that's me. He was like, "Yo, you need to fire AD, you need to fire everything." But I'm like, as a platform, like, even if you don't like him, like, that's gonna make people come to the page, even if you hate him on LeBron.
You know it's funny you say that because, bro, I'm with that's like I look at things as an artist, right? People go a commercial route, or you trying to be the whole like I'm not commercial. I only make the real music. Like, fuck that. We trying to build this shit up, right? So I didn't realize we didn't have. Yeah, I didn't realize because we got AD and LeBron up there from the other day. Mm-hmm. Our biggest joint, we had like 300 people tune in to our live reaction to the Warriors and Lakers. So
you gotta talk. You gotta talk LeBron and stuff.
You
got to. Ja gave me some love this year too with his shenanigans, and that video, because of how I spoke about it, that did 67,000 for me. It's a lot on Facebook because it was such a polarizing. No, it was just such a polarizing topic. So certain players, like to Rockstar Mel's point, you gotta tap in with them regardless of how you truly feel. You just have to.
But here's the other thing though, like
look, I heard y'all on Sunday. Y'all was talking about whether social media play a part or not. Y'all said what y'all said. I had a different opinion, but I wasn't able to tap in. But I feel like it plays a big part. Even like my man, I just moved from Atlanta. Ja I don't hear nobody talking about it, but Ja just hosted a big ass party in Atlanta. He was hosting on the mic, gritty in, and all of that.
Please say that. Please say that.
My man's in Atlanta.
Please say that.
Yo, I'm like, that is crazy. Like,
please say
that. That's some shit niggas need to capture on and post that shit, bro. Like,
so, but you see, like Sunday, we just linked up, me, Don, Flea, and AllBall. We said, all right, let's do a show. But now, right now, I just spoke to Zach. That's our strength. Like, it's more me and Zach. I know for a fact, me and Zach, we've been locked in since Twitter for like over a year and a half already. So for us, it would be like the topics are gonna be not just debating whatever. It's like what we just talked about right now with even last week, talent versus skill, just more mental wrestling. More diverse. Yeah. So, but everybody should have their own fucking show, and then we flip it because I see players' choice. I call them out, players' choice. I see pick a side. All right, y'all are cool, but all you're doing is debating, and that shit is like you a fake ass Skip Bayless, and I don't want to do all that.
And
shit
they came up fast. I remember when they didn't have no viewers. My man Delroy, you on that shit? That's my man.
Yeah,
he hoop in New York. But they came up fast.
It's no hate. It's just it is. But I don't know how they came up fast. Like I don't know if they had. I don't know what people be doing, like the boosting or whatever.
They use their resources. They be having NBA players interviewing them, like not the main ones. They'll have people like I think they use their resources.
They could. Well,
they know people who know people, and they was getting like NBA interview.
But at the end of the day, I don't know if they have this. Like, we got a real culture going on. Like, we just hop on a live and we really talk ball. Like, and we give a fuck. And it's different with us. Like, I don't see them doing that. They ain't got no real, like...
You got to kind of do what's comfortable for you. I know me personally, only reason I didn't talk about Ja throwing the big party, I saw it because I did a whole thing on that. And my style is, on my platform, I'm not going to, quote-unquote, beat a dead horse and want to talk about everything that somebody's doing because I feel like I made my point. But if other people feel like talking about it, I'll come on and voice my own opinion.
Yo, real quick, I got a dip, but y'all can stay on if you want. I'll come back. I'll pick up my son and I'll tune back in. It's 2:40 at my time.
I got to
stay
dip.
on.
We might as well just dip then because I was only gonna be on another 5 minutes.
All right,
take the kids to the park.
All right, yo, fellas.
This was dope, man.
Yeah, we're gonna listen. We'll come up with a time. We'll make another group chat if we got to, and we'll lock in on this because this was like how you got the ups and downs in your life, and this was very inspiring right now, Zach. I'm like, we gotta lock in on this. This is gonna be, we're gonna show y'all Campbell, all that shit, and then maybe we gotta start delegating.
Right.
You already know, man.
Then I'm gonna start, and then I'm gonna tell you the dates when we're gonna, because I got the park right here. We getting ready to do the tournament for the kids. so I can like do a show, do a live version outside and show.
Or y'all got flyers? You can get some flyers and stuff too. Hand them shits around. You know a lot of people, so bro. Oh boy, definitely. Y'all got Harlem locked down. You feel me?
Hold on, we're doing a look.
No, they got the background music and stuff like that.
Hold on, why didn't they supposed to play it from the beginning? There we go. Yeah. You hear that?
Yeah.
That means it's over. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rockstar Mel, Turbo, Zach, Rage Man. We got Zach to unblock you. You're welcome. All Ball will be back on Thursday. You know he's going live.
Come on.
You don't like it? We'll think of another song.
Man, you from Harlem. Make it some swaggy.
He's from Queens.
You feel me?
I'm not from Harlem. I'm from Queens.
You from Queens?
Yeah.
Well, come on, get us right, man.
We're gonna make it. All right, we gotta find a song, man. We'll do that at a different time. We're gonna do another tutorial. I'll show you free music, uncopyrighted music. That way you can choose whatever you want, so they don't rip your YouTube video down. I'm in the mix, Mel. Thursday.
Yes, sir.